Anyway, let's get to it because we've got a lot to show you, including this live picture from Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. How about that?
Wow.
We say in my favorite snow cliche, it's fallen at a pretty good clip. Yeah, this is where we expect to get the most snow. The further south you go is where we're going to see the most in the way of precipitation. So that's what it looks like outside the window. Here's what it looks like on ultimate Doppler radar. And you can see, as predicted, it's moving in from southwest to northeast. So we've got almost all of Delaware covered, and Cape May County in New Jersey, as you just saw in Cape May, there's a coating of snow on the ground. But anywhere you see the dark blue here, that's where the snow is falling heavily. And this is what we expect as far as accumulation is concerned. Any place in the purple here is expected to get 6 to 9 inches of snow, maybe even 4 to 6 inches just to the north of that, from Atlantic County all the way over into Newcastle County, Delco, and probably Chester counties, and then 2 to 4 inches in the Philadelphia area. And further north, maybe just a coating to 2 inches. So we're calling this an upside down storm because usually the higher accumulations are to the north. So we have a winter weather advisory, winter storm warnings for the places that get all that accumulation, and the number of the day is a 2 out of 10. Bust Up Buddy's smiling though because he's got his snow shovel ready. He's going to make some money today and maybe go sledding. Snow and temps in the 20s this morning, snow and temps in the 30s this afternoon. We're waiting for the snow here in Old City where it is 23 degrees and it feels like 23. So we expect it to start here probably about 5, 6 o'clock at the latest. Snow on and off for most of the rest of the day. Lots more to tell you next time, including the 7-day forecast coming up. You ready, Bob Kelly?
I'm ready, Subi. TikTok, 4 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. How crazy, shout out to Harry Donahue, our friend, who for so many years was the voice on KYW News Radio. That's how you found out that your school was closed.
Sure, yeah.
You listened to Harry. Now everybody knows. We get the phone calls, you get the alerts, all that
Texts,
stuff.
all that.
So all Philadelphia public and parochial schools are, and there's the pause, closed for this morning. Come on.
Official.
Let's go outside to a live look. Here's your speedometer. As Sue mentioned, it's all about the timing, all about where you begin and end your trip. We're all going to see some snow, at least somewhere in all the areas by the end of the day. Right now, though, we're kind of in that waiting mode. The Schuylkill 95, everybody's had the treatment. Everybody's got the rock salt down, and we are just kind of waiting. But if you're down in Delaware, here's a live look at Route 13 down in Delaware. Route 1 also snow covered, as Sue showed the cameras over there in Rehoboth. So it's coming from the south and working our way up. I just got a call and a text from my buddy down there in Wildwood. He said the road conditions are kind of poor down there. So we'll be checking in with all the townships. Everybody, if you got some pictures, shoot me a text. I'll put them up there on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Downtown looking good, kind of quiet. And it's going to be a quiet rush hour with all the kids off from school. Of course, that translates into the adults taking off from work as well. Patco, they're running on a snow schedule. They have adjusted times. You go to their website to check in for that. And Philly International is certainly going to see delays today. Already this morning, 10 delays, but 51 cancellations. So check in with the airline before you head down there. Your plane or your trip could already be canceled. So make sure you don't put those bags in the trunk and head down there unnecessarily. Thomas and Karen, back over to you.
Always a good reminder. Bob, thank you. Time now, 4:03. Crews in Delaware already out preparing the roads last night.
Let's get out to Hank and see what it looks like where you are.
Hey, yeah, just north of Wilmington. And good morning, guys. Absolutely. I'll give you a look out ahead. Bob just mentioned a live look at Route 13. That's where we are, guys, on Philadelphia Pike. Heading south into Wilmington. There we go. Heading south into Wilmington, but that's the only way to go. I mean, I remember a week and a half ago, Greg Gilroy and I headed deep into the Lehigh Valley in pursuit of snow, the first snowfall of the year. This is that upside down storm. I mean, that's what I get after talking to Sue and Drew about all this. This is the further south somehow you go, the more of the white stuff you're going to wind up getting, guys. The National Weather Service updated itself close to an hour ago. National winter storm warning down here in Delaware lasts till 1 a.m. So it's almost 24 hours from now, guys. that'll be the end of it. It'll be interesting. Strange upside down model that's basically going to kick this thing off down here around sunrise, guys. 7:20, 7:23 as we drive south into the city. It's the same salt spreaders that we're seeing everywhere else. Less of the Del Dot trucks, although we did go by a depot a while ago, which, as you can imagine, is wide awake. A dozen trucks up there, all full, ready to go. I did pass a couple of Del Dot trucks on the side of the road on 95 down here, just in standby mode, guys. Really just waiting on that snow to begin to fall. The pre-treatment has been excellent. There's both rock salt and brine on the roads down here. But as you come back to the live shot looking south on Philadelphia Pike as it turns into Market Street, heading south into Wilmington, guys, no snowfall as yet to report at the southernmost point, I suppose. We're supposed to be getting it down here first, guys. We'll let you know as soon as the first flake hits.
All right, the anticipation, the weight game, here we go. Hank, thank you, 405.
So parts of New Jersey are already under a state of emergency this morning.
Yeah, the storm expected to hit the central and southern parts of the state. That's where we're going to see more accumulation. Greg, heading down the shore, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, here on Route 55, just passing Millville, and just want to give you a live look. We're heading on over to Wildwood, and you can see things are pretty clear. We haven't seen any snow or anything like that. Actually, just a few minutes ago, we did see a plow on the side of the road, kind of on standby, ready just in case, when the snow does start. But just want to, let folks know we are expecting a substantial amount of snow. So, I mean, Governor Phil Murphy in New Jersey has already declared a state of emergency for several counties in the area, including Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cape May, Cumberland, Gloucester, and Salem County. So, just keep that in mind. And also, I mean, the New Jersey Department of Transportation, they had mentioned the fact that with the potential of this significant amount of snow, they were mentioning the fact that you should probably work from home if you can. If not, make sure that you use a lot of caution when driving. But as you can see right now, we have no snow that we've seen thus far, but we're making our way to Wildwood, and we are expecting to probably see a good amount of snow. I know hearing from Sue, she had just mentioned the fact that when we do reach the southern portion of the state, as we continue to go south, we'll start to see more of that snow and whatnot. So kind of excited, want to see some snow, but folks, just be mindful, be careful, especially when it does start snowing, to monitor your speed. And once again, if you don't have to be out in the roadways, stay home, work from home, and whatnot. Karen and Thomas?
All right, hopefully people have that option, yeah.
Thanks, Greg. Your wish will come true today. We were already seeing snow down there in Cape May and further south in Rehoboth and Delaware. Thanks, Greg. So let's take a look at the airport right now, where we're already seeing some of those domino effects of having the snow across the country, because the storm obviously came across the Midwest. FlightAware is now reporting that we have 10 flight delays already at PHL and 50 flights canceled. Overall, nationwide, there were 6,000 flights delayed at airports and 1,500 canceled. Widespread delays and cancellations are coming before this storm has even struck our area. So people were obviously very happy that we're flying in yesterday. Here's a woman from Texas.
We've been tracking it because, we're from the south, so it's really hot down there. So we heard that it was coming, and we were informed that there might be delays or a flight might be delayed. Very lucky, yeah, because we don't know how it's going to be tomorrow. We don't know how bad it gets here.
So if you are flying today, you should be continuously checking with your airlines and also sign up for those text message updates, because we're expecting many more flights and delays. And also, let's take a look at the rails, because that can be an issue as well. Amtrak has already announced a number of cancellations for its Excella service between Boston and Washington on that Northeast regional line. We put a full list on FOX29.com. Time to break out all the hot chocolate and the sleds, the mittens, gloves, hats, and everything. That'll be a lot of kids trying to find a place to go sledding today.
There you go. A couple of inches expected here in just a few short hours. Let's get over to Sue.
And it's going to stay cold, by the way, after. We're not going to expect anything to melt after the snow is over the next couple of days. Very cold weather, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We start with our morning commute. By 7 a.m., which is pretty much the peak of the morning commute, we'll have 2 or more inches of snow already on the ground in Delaware, and especially southern Delaware. South Jersey, a coating to 2 inches. And I think by 7 o'clock, we'll be dealing with a coating here in the city. This is that upside down storm. So the winter storm warning, all this area in pink, is for Delco and Chester counties and every place south of that. South Jersey, all of Delaware, expecting the highest amounts of accumulation. And radar does play that out, where we've already started snowing in Delaware and part of South Jersey. So we look down at Ocean City, Maryland, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, Wildwood, New Jersey. The snow has begun, and anywhere you see the darker blue, that's where it's snowing most heavily. So the Futurecast is showing this situation continuing here, 7 o'clock. Temps in the 20s. It's really cold, so it's all snow, and it continues through the rest of the morning rush hour. It starts to move a little further north by 9 o'clock, get maybe a coating on the ground in the Lehigh Valley. Now we see, according to this model, it starts to break up a little bit. It's on and off by noon, but it continues to snow heavily down to our south, and that's why we're expecting those big snowfall totals. Starting to taper off a little bit by 3, 4 o'clock, but it's still snowing here and there by 5 p.m., and then you see more snow as the storm exits by 8 o'clock, again down the shore, where the totals are expected to be the highest. We're talking to 6 to 9 inches in these areas, 4 to 6 just north of that, 2 to 4 in Philadelphia and the surrounding suburbs. So these lines could move a little bit, but these are our estimates for right now. And for Philadelphia, the 3 different models are showing everything within that 2 to 4 inch range. So that's today. We get to about 30, 31 degrees. And as I mentioned, it stays windy and cold for tomorrow, for Wednesday, and for Thursday. Friday, we have some sunshine and the winds finally calm down, but snowflakes on Saturday, Bob Kelly. Yeah, well, that's the preliminary call. And as soon as this storm is over, we'll start checking that one out.
We're working on that tomorrow, okay? Good morning, everybody. Well, welcome to 2025, right? Come on, we're trading in our sand shovels for some snow shovels. Here's a pic from just a few moments ago down the famous Wildwood sign. The beach balls are all covered with snow. A lot of folks down the shore, like, what's it like to see snow down the shore? It really doesn't land or stick to the beach area, but right here, obviously, the boardwalk and the big beach balls starting to get covered down there in the Wildwoods. Now, down the shore, up and down the Garden State Parkway, again, speed restrictions down to 45 miles an hour. And keep in mind, these guys aren't used to this kind of snow. They don't even have plows down there. So they did bring in some additional New Jersey DOT and the Parkway and the Turnpike guys. Again, push their plows, their plow trucks, their salt trucks down there. But a buddy of mine down there, he said, it's getting slippery. He's the one who sent me, Bob, down there from the Wildwoods, sent me that picture of the boardwalk. Now, Route 42, no snow at all right here in Belmar, New Jersey. Again, you got a snow emergency expected today, as all the blinking signs are out there. All the roads have been treated. The salt has been down. So the job's been done. It's now just the time for all these road crews to just sit back and let it all happen. They're not going to plow anything because that would just push all that salt off to the side. An accident north on the New Jersey Turnpike at exit number 8. Here's an example of the Schuylkill Expressway. Nothing going on, but you're going to see, we call it that salt dust from the salt and brine that they have already put down. Seems a little dusty out there on all the major roadways. Thomas and Karen, back over to you.
Oh, wow, look at that. It's a beautiful picture. If you like snow, you're in luck. Rehoboth. A lot of people spent the holiday time down at some of the shore towns. The snow has already started. So the kids are off. Get your shovels out, everybody.
It's beginning to look a lot like winter.
Oh,
Here we go. 4:30 on this Monday. The kids are rejoicing. Parents, one more day. Just stick with it. And you get
I think they made the right call. I mean, who wants to be driving around in this? You know, it's going to get worse before it gets better, obviously. So
no, they had to. You're right.
Yeah.
At the supermarkets yesterday, obviously, it was mayhem. It was like the shelves were clear. There was the locusts that had come in. We got our milk, bread, and eggs.
A lot of
Thank
French
goodness.
toast this morning.
Were they out? Were they running low?
They ran on low and odd things, like there was no salmon, or there was no whatever, like stuff like that.
There was salmon during a snowstorm.
Fancy.
Karen's like, they ran out of the caviar. I don't know what's going on.
The Great Poupon.
As long as they have mac and cheese, we're fine. All right.
Yes.
In the meantime, chicken noodle soup is always good, tomato soup. Anyway, let's get to the forecast because once again, we are looking at snow already falling pretty heavily in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. That looks like a Christmas card right there. And we're going to continue to watch the situation here in Philadelphia. We don't have any flaking news yet for our neighborhood here in Old City. The temperature's 28 degrees, but the wind chill's 23. That's what it feels like outside. Not a huge difference. It's just cold. And that cold air came in with the new year. So we knew that the first time we got a storm, it was going to be snow. And indeed, that's the way it is playing out. So we'll keep an eye as the storm moves from southwest to northeast throughout the morning. It's already snowing in Cape May County and part of Cumberland County in New Jersey and pretty much all of Delaware. So this is the map you really care about, right? How much accumulation? Well, it's an upside down kind of storm, meaning that we'll get more to the south of us than we will to the north. Areas like the Poconos and the Lehigh Valley, only a coating to 2 inches, 2 to 4 inches in the Philadelphia area. And then just south of us is the 4 to 6 range. So this line could move a little bit. Just be aware of that. But the further south you go, the more snow we are going to get. We got that winter storm warning for those areas, winter weather advisory just to the north, and then nothing up for the mountains. A little weird for a snow event, but that's weather. It tends to be weird. Your bus stop buddy is ready for the snow with the snow shovel and the sled. Snow coming in the next couple of hours in the Philadelphia area. It stays in the 20s and stays below freezing even when we get into the 30s, if we do, by about 4 o'clock. But this model is showing that by 4 o'clock in the city, it'll be winding down. We got 2 to 4 inches for Philadelphia, more to the south, less to the north, that upside down storm, and sunset time 4:52. So today is a snow day, Bob Kelly. Yay!
Yay! She's happy. It's only 4:32, though. We'll see how it goes as the rest.
Couple more hours.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Come on, let's roll some video. Bob down in North Wildwood sent me this one. This is Route 47 heading into Wildwood, so Rio Grande Avenue, heading between, I'd say, like Jester's and the Parkway, and then heading in toward Wildwood. So you can see, he said the roads are slippery. Definitely something they're not used to down the shore. And then also snow as we come back here live. This is Route 1 at Route 9 in Delaware. So exactly as Sue has been calling it, we're going to see the snow start first in Delaware, Wildwood down the shore area, kind of clipping right across there. And that's what we're seeing. Here at home, nothing yet. A live look here, 95 at Cotman Avenue. And if you take a look at the road surface, we're going to call it like salt dust. They put down all that salt, the brine solution, and that's the white stuff that you see on the road surface. It's that brine that's just kind of sitting there waiting for that moisture and then preventing it from freezing because, again, the ground is cold enough, so that flake's going to hit it and it's going to get cold. So 95 looking good. Be careful in all of the work zones today. It's tough to see those lane markers on a regular day. And then for the folks down the shore of the Garden State Parkway, of course, speed restrictions put into play. That's going to be your key. You just got to give yourself extra time because the speeds are going to be reduced. And that is if you really have to go out today. Here's a live look at the Schuylkill Expressway. So far, so good, coming in from King of Prussia in through Center City. Karen and Thomas, back over to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. So let's talk about, you mentioned, Delaware. They've already been preparing all of the roads, of course.
Yeah, anticipating that first snowflake. Let's get out to Hank. He's searching for the snow this morning. Hi, Hank.
Well, good morning, guys. And we are searching for it, but we know exactly where it is. It's just the question is, do we want to get down as far as Sussex County, Kent County? And when you're looking at some of this winter storm advisory and the numbers the National Weather Center is sending, and check out right here ahead of us, guys. This is part of why I stopped Chris right here. You see that kind of swirl right in front of us there? That's nothing but a big trail of salt. I mean, that's just where a salt truck turned and sprayed a bunch of salt there. And you can only see it because it's a considerable amount right there, but it is sprayed all over the road. Listen, I mean, this is a storm that we've been anticipating. And by the way, Sue, Serio, people, and they never should. I think it was Friday early, I had some doubters looking at clear skies up in Bucks County going, Sue was calling for snow this afternoon. I don't know where it's going to come from. I said, don't worry about it. It'll turn up somewhere. And it did. Sue was calling for this storm. Drew, Scotty, all of them since before that Friday. So we've seen it coming for a long time. DelDOT certainly has as well. As we drive down Market Street into the city of Wilmington, guys. The thing that we're trying to do down here is catch that first wave of snow, and then we're going to turn around, Chris and I are, and then we're going to try to surf it up I-95 all the way until it gets up to Philadelphia. We'll be doing weather for a full hour-long live uncut today, guys. So about 7:20, 7:23, that's when they're anticipating it to hit here in Wilmington, at least around sunrise is what they're calling it. But I mean, look, it does look like messy roads, but it is messy. That's nothing but crystallized salt. It's been brined, and then it's had the hard crystal put down over the top of it. That first layer of snow, considering the temperature, should hopefully melt right into that salt and not be a problem turning into ice on the roads, guys. But it's going to be a long day, tons of snow today, maybe even more tonight. So be careful. We'll be with you for it, though, guys.
Thank you, Hank. Absolutely.
All right, so let's head over to Jersey because parts of New Jersey are under a state of emergency this morning.
All right, let's see where Greg is now. Good morning.
Hey, well, good morning, guys. I mean, you know, listening to Hank, he's trying to find that snow, but folks, we have found it. Check it out. I mean, you can see the road conditions right now. I mean, there's quite a bit of snow, and I mean, from our last shot that we had about, what was it, about 25 minutes ago, we weren't seeing any snow, but then all of a sudden we reach this area. We're kind of heading in the direction of Stone Harbor. Our end goal is actually to get to Wildwood. We made a wrong turn, so we're heading in the direction of Stone Harbor, but you can just see the amount of snow that is coming down and the fact that it is accumulating right here on the ground, and you can just kind of see the live look here on the roadways. Haven't seen that many vehicles out, and actually haven't really seen that many plows. I mean, when we were on Route 55, we saw one plow that was on the highway that was just kind of on standby, but that was the extent of it. Now, you guys have mentioned, you know, South Jersey counties are under a state of emergency declared by Governor Phil Murphy yesterday for Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cape May, Cumberland, Gloucester, and Salem counties. New Jersey Department of Transportation, they are encouraging anyone that can work from home to work from home if you don't have to be out and about on the roads, but they do say if you do have to be out and about, to make sure that you use a lot of caution. And one of the main reasons why you should use a lot of caution if you have to be on the roadways is I just got a message from our friend from AAA, Janet Tidwell, and she had sent me some information in regards to coming from the United States Department of Transportation and also the Federal Highway Administration. She said that each year 24% of weather-related vehicle crashes occur on snowy, slushy, or icy pavements, and 15% happen during snowfall or sleet. So that is the reason why you should just really be mindful when you are on the roadways. But like I said, guys, we were driving around, didn't see any snow, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just pops up. And I mean, I'll leave you with this sight. You don't got to look at me. This is all you guys want to see right here, Thomas and Garrett.
Ding, ding, ding. You got to win for the first snow. Nice job.
Finally got it. All right, be safe out there. 4:38.
Okay. So for some, the snow's already here. For some, it's fast approaching.
Yeah, either way, PennDOT is ready to help people out on the road today, but they say a little reminder, stay home if you can. Let's get out to Jen.
Good morning, guys. So yeah, we are parked in the city of Philadelphia because, believe it or not, the city is supposed to get quite a bit of snow. And check out this video. The city is prepared for this. So there were crews making sure that all the roads had some salt on them. I can tell you that the roads do feel a little sticky at this point in terms of stuff that is on the snow, or the roads rather, that'll help once the snow arrives. Now, one of the reasons why we are here at the Philadelphia Museum of Art is that when it starts to snow, we know this. The schools in the city of Philadelphia are out today. Most of them, they don't have to do any work. So this is a prime location for sledding. So yeah, we're hoping that we get to see some of that. Obviously in the city, when there is a big snowstorm, there can be a bit of congestion. There's some problems. The mayor has said repeatedly that she is on it and that her crews are ready to handle this, whatever amount that we do get. We have been hearing all weekend long that it really will start in about an hour or so, go through breakfast. We're going to have a big dump around lunchtime, and then it'll be tapering off a little bit before the traditional evening rush. Now, I just want everyone to know, Karen and Thomas, remember when Steve Keeley used to work in the morning? He had on like multiple crazy outfits. I'm not that guy, obviously. But here's what I am doing. I took a shower, I did my hair, I hope I look kind of cute. The outfits will definitely change, okay? Because once it starts, you know, getting wet, cold, yucky, you're going to have to prepare for that. But I just, you know, Thomas, I hope to join you later for the after show. So just remember that at one point, I looked like a human being. Oh, and here's the other thing. I'm wearing my lucky snowsuit. This is what I wore for 10 days, Minnesota, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and then wore during the parade, because if you guys probably remember, it was very, very cold that day outside. Maybe you don't, because you're typically inside. But so I'm getting all the Eagles vibes and some Penn State ones.
You look like
into this week.
An adorable snow bunny. I was just going to say that jacket is adorable. The scarf on point. The hair's fab. You look amazing. Welcome back. It's nice to have you back from vacation. Thanks, Jen.
The many fashions of Jen coming up right here on Good Day. 4:49. All right, let's get a check on the roads this morning. Bob Kelly.
I'll wear my lucky snow underwear.
That's nice to know. TMI.
It's got the snowman on them, yeah, because, you know, where we do snow coverage. Good morning, everybody. 4:49 on this Monday morning. If you are heading out, if you really must head out, a couple of things. Make sure you give yourself some extra time. Make sure you got a full tank of gas. Make sure you have the shovel, the brush to get the snow off your car, because wherever you go and park, by the time you get back to it, it's going to be snow covered. A blanket, some snacks, and of course the biggest thing is just allow yourself that extra time to get there, because you could get disabled like this guy right here, kind of peeking through the sign. This is the Platte Bridge leaving the airport area, heading in toward South Philadelphia. So be prepared. All the roads have all that salt brine all down. Here's an example of Route 9, Route 1 down in Delaware, and just as Sue mentioned, it's coming right across. So the first state over in the South Jersey, Wildwood, the shore towns, you're seeing the snow first, and eventually it's heading our way. But everybody's prepared. Everybody's off from school. So if, again, hang tight, hang with us. We'll have some fun as we always do. Nobody does snow coverage like we do here at Fox 29. If you're heading out of town, getting there right now is going to be good. I know somebody was supposed to be heading out later on this afternoon. They actually moved their flight. The airline moved the flight down to early this morning. So here's the latest from the airport. 13 delays this morning, 55 cancellations already down at the airport. So before you head down there, make sure you check with the airlines, because again, with this storm, even though we're not seeing any snow right out your front window right here on Market Street, it has already impacted airports across the country. You saw what happened in Kansas City. So any of those connecting flights are certainly not even going to make it here, thus the cancellations. And if that flight's not here, it's not going to be able to take out, and then it just becomes a domino effect over the next couple of days. Down ashore, here we go. We're going to trade in your snow shovel, your sand shovel for a snow shovel. How many times do we get a chance to see snow on the Wildwood beach balls down there in Rio Grande? So there you go, getting snow at the shore. Sue's got the details coming up in 15 seconds.
This is what we're calling, and if you were watching Kathy Orr last night, you heard her say it, the upside-down storm, because normally we get most of our snow when we get a snowstorm north and west of the city in the Poconos, Lehigh Valley, and less the further south you go. Well, this is going to be the opposite of that. So as you look at the watches and warnings that are in effect for today, we're under a winter weather advisory here in Philadelphia and out to our west, and parts of Burlington County, parts of Ocean County, but then you go further south and you see winter storm warning in effect, and that's for all of Delaware, most of South Jersey, plus part of Chester and Delco. This is where the line will probably happen between moderate snow and a whole lot of snow. So we'll see how that plays out, because it's going to be a close call, but we can tell you it's already snowing. What cliche should I use? Snowing to beat the band in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. It really looks pretty, but it's piling up pretty quickly as well. And you can see that's where the darker blue is. It's snowing in Washington, Baltimore, and it's going to move from the southwest to the northeast. So all of Delaware impacted already. So is Cape May County and part of Atlantic County. Now, as we look at the futurecast, we see this continuing. Heavier snow to our south, lighter snow to the north, but everybody's cold, and it's all snow throughout the event, at least according to this model. Now, down the shore, right when it gets to around freezing, we could see a little freezing rain mixing in, but generally it's a snow event. And for a lot of us, it's tapering off by about 2 or 3 o'clock. But for the southern areas that are expecting the most accumulation, that's where it could come back as it exits, and then we're just left with bitter cold temperatures after that. So the Philadelphia area in in the 2 to 4 inch range, and most of the models are confirming that. Less to the north, more to the south, 4 to 6 inches, say around Millville, New Jersey, Westchester, PA, and then 6 to 9 inches in the place where we just looked. Rehoboth Beach and a lot of other places. This is the Philadelphia estimates. 3 inches according to this model, around 2 according to the other 2. That's what we're watching to see how it actually plays out. So we're staying pretty cold even after the snow ends later on today, and it's windy Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So bitter winter winds could blow some of that snow around. By Friday, the sun is back out. By Saturday, maybe you don't want to hear this. Another storm of snow.
What fun! It's winter.
Good thing we couldn't hear you under your breath.
That's why I was whispering.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you. 4:54.
You're welcome.
All right, let's round it up. Good Day Philadelphia, 5 a.m. begins right now.
From the FOX29 studios, this is Good Day Philadelphia.
And we are tracking our area's first significant snowfall of the season. Rehoboth Beach, good morning to you, where the snow is already coming down. So, how much snow are we expecting? Sue has the timing in just a moment.
And since we knew the storm was coming, we had great predictions. You know, all the school districts already said if it's going to snow all day, we're closing. We'll have the kids get another snow day. So pretty much top to bottom, you can look at the entire phone book of the alphabet. All those schools are closed.
Welcome back to Good Day Philadelphia. Remember as a child waiting to hear that number, right? They would say the different districts.
Well, the different numbers, but
Yeah.
you know, Harry Donahue, the classic voice in the morning. Remember waking up and you hear Harry say, "All Philadelphia public and parochial schools are closed."
Except for yours, Bob Kelly. You still have to go.
Because then I knew I could go out and make money, right? Because you shovel. Today's a big money day.
Mm-hmm. My kids will be out. Heck yeah, they'll be out there.
Oh, yeah.
They will. You make some money, get some
Carrying
stuff done.
15% off the top, right? All right, let's talk about how much snow we'll be getting, Sue.
Yeah, it's an upside-down storm in case you just woke up. Kathy was talking about it last night. That means the snow's going to be heavier here in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, than it will be in Allentown, kind of backwards from what we usually see with snowstorms around these parts. But yeah, it's continuing to pile up there. It's been snowing for at least an hour or so, maybe more. So if you didn't do it over the weekend, dust off that winter gear, especially areas south of Philadelphia. You're going to need the ice melt. You're going to need the leaf blower north and west. I don't think you're going to see that much snow. You may be able to get rid of it with the leaf blower. The push broom, the light snow to start so you can maybe brush it away in the beginning. The snow blower for the heavy snow, and the snow shovel, of course, because all of us are expecting at least several inches of snow, including here in Philadelphia. Now, it's not, we're still in the 2 to 4 inch range for Philadelphia. 28 degrees, but it feels like 21. It's certainly cold enough for snow. And you see on radar that the snow is getting closer and closer to the city. It's snowing lighter up in Newcastle County, but more and more we're going to see this snow spreading through the entire area from northwest to southeast. But because it started down south and it's going to stay there, we could see 6 to 9 inches, or locally maybe even 10, in places like Cape May County, parts of Cumberland, the lower 2 counties of Delaware. You move a little further north, that's the 4 to 6 inch range, and then 2 to 4 inches for Philadelphia, even less to the north. Thus, the upside down storm. 2 out of 10. That's our number today. And Bust Up Buddy's hoping to make some money as well. He's got the snow shovel all ready to go. Then he'll have some fun with the sled. Temperatures in the 20s in the beginning of the day, 30s later on. So when does it start here in Philadelphia? By later on this hour, if not earlier. And then 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, even till 1 p.m. It's still snowing around here. We think it might start to taper off in the city a little bit earlier than it will down south. But staying cold, Bob Kelly, all day long. Cold and snowy. Welcome to winter.
You got it, Subi. TikTok, 5 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. Here's what it looked like. Dash cam video from one of our viewers, Bob, down in Wildwood. This is Route 47 about an hour ago, heading in toward Wildwood, in toward Rio Grande. As you go up and over that Rio Grande bridge there, past Uri's, and then, of course, you come up to the big balls, the big Wildwood beach balls. We'll show you that in a second, but Come back here, a live look at an accident already. This is the southbound lanes of the Blue Route 476 approaching the Schuylkill Expressway. Only the one left lane getting on by. We haven't even seen any snow on the Blue Route yet. We also have an accident right here. This is south on 95 approaching Center City right near the Vine Street Expressway. So again, I think we got it disabled here as well, kind of peeking right through the sides on the Platte Bridge. Here's what I think is going to happen now. Normally we start to see a lot of volume, so naturally that slows us down. We're going to see light volume this morning with the schools off, folks taking off from work, and therefore folks are going to have that tendency to maybe go a little faster because you're not going to have the volume to naturally slow you down. Here's an example of the snow that Sue showed us down here in Delaware, Route 1 at Route 9. Again, a lot of the roads are snow covered. They put down that salt, they put down the brine. They just got to sit back and wait until you get a little bit of accumulation before they even want to plow it. And they don't want to plow it because then that's going to push all that salt off to the side. Here you go, a little checklist. If you must go out, give yourself extra time. Make sure you got a full tank of gas, the scraper, the brush, because wherever you go, and you're going to stay for a while, your car's going to be covered with snow by the time you're ready to leave. Make sure you got the cell phone and the charger. You're going to need that as well. How about a blanket, maybe some water, and some snacks for the kids? Again, if you really must go out today. Karen and Thomas, back over to you.
All right, Bob, thank you.
So let's take a look around our area to see what is happening. We'll start off in New Jersey.
On the road again, the snow already coming down. Greg, good morning.
Good morning, and we made it to Wildwood. Take a look. Right there, boom, there's the iconic sign right there. But we are seeing a large amount of snow coming down. Let me give you the front view here. And I mean, it is just coming down. And to be honest, it's really accumulating on the ground. Hopefully, I'm getting used to these little buttons here that I can show you all the different views. Hopefully, yeah, there it is. Okay, that's the tire view right there. And you can see that there is a good amount of snow that is on the ground. Now, throughout our travels getting here, we have seen a few plows that have been out and about. None of them seem to be actually plowing the roads, and Bob Kelly might have given the answer, the reason why they haven't been plowing the roads, but I have seen them out there kind of on standby waiting for, I guess, whenever they get that notification that, hey, it's time to get out. But one of the good things that we saw is that not seeing that many people on the roadways. You see every once in a while a couple of vehicles around, but I mean, the snow is accumulating, so folks, if you are going out, just be mindful of that it is slick conditions. I mean, we're in what we call the weather beast, and we were even sliding in certain areas when we were driving, so just be mindful of that. And as we've mentioned to you, I mean, South Jersey counties are under a state of emergency declared by Governor Phil Murphy yesterday for Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cape May, Cumberland, Gloucester, and Salem counties. And the New Jersey State Department of Transportation, they do mention, as I had just said to you, to try to stay off the roadways because, I mean, as you can see, I mean, just the conditions are pretty spotty. Even when we were on the Garden State Parkway, it was you know, pretty covered with snow, and you're just seeing right now, I mean, these are some of the back roads, so not even expecting these to get plowed as soon as, you know, say a major highway like the Parkway. But yeah, these are the conditions that we're seeing out here, and we'll continue to monitor what it looks like out here in the Wildwood area. Karen and Thomas?
Yeah, as we noted too, the surface conditions, it's cold enough. As you see, the snow is sticking. Be safe out there, Greg. 28 degrees, and crews in Delaware already out preparing the roads.
Let's get out to Hank.
Yeah, good morning, guys. It just tells you what the difference is at this hour between being in the snow and not being in it. Chrissy and I just drove through downtown Wilmington. We're down on 13. Well, it's better off that I just show you guys. We are at the Newcastle County Airport. Look ahead, and just like Greg Payne is down there in Wildwood, we got the snow down here on the south part of Wilmington. And it's considerable snowfall out here at the airport, though I did go through the flight aware a minute ago, guys, to see that there are no cancellations expected here at the Newcastle County Airport. Certainly nothing anywhere close to the amount of traffic that you see out of an airport like PHL, but still considerable and worth looking at, as you do see some of this snow falling down here. I don't know how thick it is down in South Jersey, but this is what we've been expecting. Snowfall coming from the southeast, which is a little unusual, as Sue's been calling it up more in the upside down snow, guys. You do see one traveler coming in with a suitcase there, but this is the snow coming down on Wilmington and on Point South. We're going to go ahead and switch back. It's interesting there, guys, as we get back out to Route 13, you're going to see more of the plows. But again, this is what they've been waiting on. You were talking about states of emergency in New Jersey. Delaware Governor John Carney actually called out the National Guard in anticipation of today. So we may be seeing guard trucks, guard snow plows, and guard personnel pitching in to help folks down here in this part of Delaware. But again, they're expecting something like 4 to 6 inches in Wilmington and maybe 4 to 8 inches down in Kent and Sussex County south of here, guys. But the snow has begun. What we've been anticipating, how much it'll total out at, and how people will deal with it, the day will tell. We'll be here to cover it. Guys.
All right, just getting started, Hank. Thank you. Time now, 5:10.
This live look is Sussex County, Delaware, the southernmost county of the state, which only has 3 counties to begin with. And this is the county seat called Georgetown. And there's one vehicle there, and they're going nice and slowly. So we're waiting for things to pile up, meaning the snow, and then we'll get those plows out there. What does it look like on the boardwalk in Ocean City, New Jersey? Like this. We did see one lone human there taking some pictures as things were getting started. Looks like they still have holiday decorations up on the music pier, but you can see the snow falling in Ocean City, New Jersey. So we're going to watch all of our cameras because it hasn't quite started here in Philadelphia just yet, but it's getting there. You can see from moving from southwest to northeast, it's getting closer. So Rehoboth, we've been seeing a lot of snow this morning. Ocean City, Maryland, Wildwood, and Ocean City in New Jersey. And then there's the line. Half of Delco looks like they're starting to see a little bit of snow. So this will continue, and the whole area will get at least a taste of it. But as you look at 10 o'clock, it's snowing pretty well in the entire area except for the Poconos and the Lehigh Valley. That's where we're expecting the least amounts of accumulation. Just after lunchtime, we might see some stop and go snow for a while. By 4 o'clock, it's pretty much over here in the Philadelphia area, according to this model, but then it comes back as it exits down in the places where we're expecting the most snow down to our south. Temperatures stay cold all day long, all night long. So Lehigh Valley, 2 inches or less. The Philadelphia area, I think we're going to go with the 2 to 4 inches, pretty comfortable with that. But just to our south is the 4 to 8 inch range, and there will be areas of South Jersey and Delaware that could get as much as 10 inches of snow today. How crazy is that? 30, 31 degrees for our high today. We inch a little bit above freezing tomorrow, but it's going to be so windy it won't feel like it. And around freezing on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, 37 degrees. That's one of our warmest days of the week. By Sunday, when the Eagles play the Packers at 4:30, it'll be about 39 degrees. But will we be cleaning up snow from Saturday? That's the next big question after we get rid of this storm. But Bob Kelly, you know you need to have that app on your phone, the FOX29 weather app. And you can keep track all day long, no matter where you are.
Because not everybody can call your cell phone like I do.
That's right. Thank goodness.
Blocked me now. I had to get the app because she blocked my phone calls. Good morning, everybody. Come on, giddy up. Who wants to go to Dover Downs? Here is a live look, Route 13, just outside of Dover Downs, an example of the snow. And again, the snow covered on the sides. They put down the salt, the brine. And here's the deal. In order for that salt and the brine to work, the tires got to churn that and get going. So we need the volume in order to get the roads clear. However, we don't have a lot of that volume, and therefore folks have a tendency maybe go a little faster when they don't have that bumper-to-bumper traffic they would during a morning rush hour. Here's an example of Route 13 down in Delaware at Holloway Road. So again, snow covered for the most part, again, as Delaware's seeing it first. We don't have any snow here on the Blue Route, and already a major accident. An example of what I mentioned just a few moments ago. Typically at this hour, we see a lot of volume. If you don't have a lot of volume, you're going to have a tendency maybe to go a little bit faster, and already a spin out. This is southbound lanes of the Blue Route 476 approaching the Schuylkill Expressway. So coming out of Meade County, heading on down, only one lane is open there. An accident south on I-95, approaching Center City. Again, we haven't seen any flakes at all here yet in these two accident scenes. But again, that salt brine is down. It's almost like the salt dust you're going to see like a cloud. You're going to notice that. Oh, and also that dust is going to get sucked into your vents, your air conditioning system. Put that little button that keeps the air circulating within the car, and that'll help so that you don't get that salt taste in your mouth. You know what I'm talking about if you've been through any of that. Just hit that little button that's keeps the air inside so you don't breathe all that in. Here's a live look at the 42 freeway. Again, every roadway has been treated, salted, brine. We're ready to go. However, we expect big delays at the airport today. Already 13 delays this morning, but here's the big one: 55 cancellations. There are some flights and planes and airlines not even going to attempt to get into or out of Philly. Maybe they couldn't. Look at the ice storm in Kansas City. Well, if that flight was connecting, obviously it's not going to be here today. So make sure you check with the airline before you head down to the airport. Thomas and Karen, back over to you.
Look at that. Cape May, good morning to you. 28 degrees as well. The snow has arrived as we look live, and it's going to continue here over the next couple of hours. We'll update your forecast with Sue. She is tracking it and the timing of this system, the first significant snowfall of the season, in just a moment. Once again, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Now the day can begin.
Our first snow coverage. We're all back together. Everybody
That's true. The whole gang is here. Back
where
from
we see each other all
vacations
different
and stuff.
times, but it's good to have all four of us back
It
together.
gets a little wacky during the holidays, and of course this was the day everybody was supposed to be back at work, back at school. Yeah, the weather has a little something to say about that. So we start off with this look. Isn't this pretty? In Wilmington, Delaware. You can see a little snow covering the Riverwalk there. They still have their holiday lights up, and that's what makes it look so nice with the snow. It looks like a Christmas card. So that's where we are in Wilmington with that coating on the ground. Still watching for the snowflakes here in Old City. Not yet, but it's cold enough. 28 degrees, and the wind chill is 21. So make sure if you have to go out, and don't if you don't have to, to make sure you're bundled up, layered up. We've got the snow moving in from southwest to northeast as predicted, and at least on radar it's starting to show up, at least in the upper atmosphere in the Philadelphia area. And this is where it's been snowing pretty heavily down in southern Delaware, Sussex County, and Cape May County, and Cumberland counties in New Jersey. So these are the places where we can get between 4 and 6 inches or more down to the south. That's where it's expected to keep snowing longer. Philadelphia, we're still going to stick with the 2 to 4 inch range. Models are kind of supporting that this morning, and the fewest snowflakes will be falling up to the north of us. An upside down storm. So we got 2 out of 10. It's going to be tough to travel in this, but Bus Stop Buddy thinks, I'm going to make a little money here shoveling sidewalks and driveways, and then I'll have some fun with the sled. And I think for a lot of us, we will have sleddable snow later on. 20s to start the day, 30s later on. Planning it out, we should be seeing the snowflakes any minute now here in the city, continuing through at least 1 o'clock, maybe even later. It's going to stay cold, probably below freezing all day long with a high of 30 degrees. More snow to the south, less snow to the north, and your sunset time 4:52. So that takes care of a messy Monday, but I don't know. It seems like everybody's kind of in a good mood about this. I think because we warned you pretty early about this storm, Bob Kelly.
Well, it's the first storm, and it's only 5:30.
Yes.
Spot on. Give it a couple of hours.
And the kids aren't up yet.
Attitudes will change
Exactly.
quickly.
Good morning, everybody. Come on, let's go for a ride. Here's what it looks like coming in on Route 47. Thanks to Bob, one of our viewers down there, on Route 47, heading into Wildwood, heading into Rio Grande. Actually, if you went straight, you go right on into where Greg is at the Wildwood Beach Balls down there on Rio Grande Avenue. So it's slippery down the shore. But again, as we come back here, all of the roadways in our tri-state area have been treated. The salt's down, the brine's down. You're not going to see any plows for a while because think about it. If they plowed the snow off, off goes the salt. They want that salt and brine and all that to stay there until you can get a couple of inches. Now, here's an example outside of Dover Downs. Exactly what it's doing, exactly what it's supposed to be doing, making the road wet along at least one or two of those travel lanes. Route 13, Holloway Road down in Delaware. That's where we're seeing the most snow, as Sue just mentioned. But here we go. This is a backup. This is the Blue Route 476 southbound approaching the Schuylkill and Conchie down to only one lane between Mid-County and the Schuylkill Expressway. And what I always see here on a day like this morning where a lot of folks are off, kids are off from school, you have a tendency to have less volume on the roadway and therefore thus maybe go a little faster than if you would if you had that normal rush hour volume. And then the accidents start popping up. South on 95, an accident approaching Center City. We haven't even seen any flakes here in both of these accident cameras yet. So just an example to give yourself the extra time if you really must head out. And if you head into the airport, bring some patience, too. 13 delays, but here's the big one. 55 cancellations so far this morning. So make sure you check with the airline before you attempt to even head down to the airport. Thomas and Karen, back over to you.
Oh, it was a good bet, Bob. Thank you. 5:33. Keep in mind, parts of New Jersey right now under a state of emergency this morning.
All right, let's get down. Greg is in the snow.
Yeah, I mean, guys, to be honest, every single time I talk with you guys, it seems like the snow is coming down harder and harder. We're here in Wildwood, and take a look right now. This is the way that it looks, and we're going to clear off the windshield there. But, I mean, it's coming down pretty hard, and this is another view. I'm going to show you the tire view, and you can see that there is quite a bit of accumulation on the ground. We've been driving for quite a bit, and even at certain points, we have found ourselves sliding. So, you know, you just want to be mindful if you do have to be out and about. I mean, we're saying it over and over. I mean, if there is a way that you don't have to be out on the roadways, don't. But if you do, just make sure that you use a lot of caution, because throughout the period of time of driving, we've dealt with sliding and whatnot. Now, haven't seen that much of plow activity, kind of what Bob had mentioned, you know, so we did see plows on standby, though, on the highway when we were driving along the Garden State Parkway. We did see a plow that was on the side of the highway, just kind of waiting there on standby. Did see something that I wasn't expecting to see, and that was actually here in Wildwood. Saw somebody on a bike. I don't know what their goal was, but then they hopped on to the boardwalk. So people are still going on out on their bikes and whatnot. But in regards to vehicles, haven't really seen that many vehicles out and about on the roadways. But once again, you know, the conditions are very slick. The snow is coming down pretty hard. So, you know, you just want to make sure that you are monitoring your speed and just being very careful as you are driving. And if you don't have to be driving, the best idea is to probably stay at home. Thomas and Karen?
Absolutely. The advice of the day would be nice. All right. Thank you, Greg. So it's those southern areas that are getting the snow. Let's check out Delaware.
All right, let's find out how the conditions are right now. Hank?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we are just south of Wilmington. Actually, I can spot you right here by throwing you to Chase Fieldhouse, home of the vaunted Delaware Blue Coats of the Philadelphia 76ers organization. We're right here along Route 13, guys, just south of Wilmington. And Chris is showing you a little bit. You know, the snow is coming down. There is that Chiquita truck moving out right there, which is probably coming out of Port of Delaware. You see a lot of banana trucks in and out of here. Those fruit ships do come in and out of the Port of Wilmington a lot. Not a lot to be said about 13 right now. Yes, the snow's been coming down for about 45 minutes. Chris and I scoped it out first down by the Newcastle County Airport. It hit us a little bit after it hit Greg down there in South Jersey. But as you see some of these cars headed up north into Wilmington and they're about to slide through your thing, know that we've seen the plows here along 13 not once but twice already. They've come up one way, down the other, and essentially what has been predicted to happen is happening. They brined out the roads for the past couple of days. They laid a layer of salt down. The snow has come down. A lot of it has so far, and it's continuing to come down, but it is melting as it hits the road. A little less so on the sidewalks there, guys, but the roads continue to be treated. Think in terms also of resources. We haven't had that much in the way of snow so far, so Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, all with plenty of gas and salt to bring to bear on this particular storm. So if anything out here on the roads, guys, we're going to see overkill, but if, you know, just as everyone says, said this morning, if you don't have to be out here, trust me, it's not warm out here. Stay inside and have a cup of coffee. Guys?
There you go. And once again, slow down. Take it easy this morning.
Okay, let's get the latest on the snowstorm.
Yeah, PennDOT wants to help you out here. Other areas as well on the roadways. Let's get out to Jen.
Good morning to you guys. Yeah, we're here in the city of Philadelphia because remember, this is a bit of an upside down storm. The snow is going to be predicted to be bigger down south as opposed to up north and west, the traditional patterns for snowstorms in and around the Philadelphia area. So we are waiting for the snow here in the city of Philadelphia. It is supposed to happen around 7 o'clock, so a little bit more than an hour from now. But I can tell you this, the streets departments, the people working all of these situations have it under control. As you can see with some video, they definitely coated the roads yesterday. Cars in and around this area are moving along really well. I have to say this, if you do have somewhere to be in the city of Philadelphia and you're up, this might be the time to, get out, get what you need to do because as we've been predicting since Friday, the snow is expected to impact the city of Philadelphia starting around 7 a.m. It will be very steady in the breakfast time, if you will. And then the prediction is that around lunchtime, it's really going to hit the area of the city of Philadelphia a little bit harder, continuing on until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. As we've been reporting, not just the city, but PennDOT, everyone is really focused on making sure that this first big storm is handled well. So one of the reasons that we're here at the Philadelphia Art Museum, Museum of Art is the official term, is that this is where the people will predictably come to go sledding. So you see the steps up there right now, they are clear. But again, this is where a lot of people come. And the school district of Philadelphia, no school, most of the suburban schools in and around Philadelphia, Delaware, New Jersey, also out from school. So if you have a buddy in the city and you want to go sledding, this is the place you probably want to come. I can tell you this, guys, it's getting chillier. And Thomas and Karen, you know this, typically around this time of the morning, it's the low of the 24 hours of the day.
Absolutely.
We're feeling it.
Yeah, the snowflakes should be starting between the 6, 7 o'clock hour. All right, just the beginning. Jen, thank you.
All right, let's get a check of the roads. Bob, so if you parked, like many of us did, on some of those thoroughfares, we may have to move our cars.
Exactly. Any of the areas that the townships that declare a snow emergency, you want to watch the roadways. Like out front here, for example, Market Street is a snow emergency route. However, the city of Philadelphia has not implemented a snow emergency. But in areas down the shore, South Jersey, if you're parked on a snow emergency route, you're going to have that chance that your car is going to get towed. So just keep that in mind as the day goes on. And again, that's all location. Here's an example of the blue route. We had a big accident here up until a few moments ago. Traffic starting to move again southbound coming across the Schuylkill River. Accident south on 95 approaching Center City right near the Vine Street Express. We haven't even seen any flakes at all here in Center City or in the Conshohocken area. Schuylkill Expressway looking good. Also, we call that salt dust. They put down that salt brine solution on your dashboard. Hit that button that has a little car and the circle on it. That'll keep the air circulating within the car so that you don't suck in all this salt dust, because you're going to get that taste in your mouth like it tastes like road salt. That's because that air is coming in through your exhaust system. So little tip there. And here's an example. SEPTA, they had some delays on the Market Frankfurt, the Broad Street subway. There's about a dozen buses and trolleys are going to be delayed. There are going to be delays, especially through those hilly areas like Manayunk and Roxborough. Slippery platforms, the steps, you want to be careful. They've also put down tons of salt. Patco operating on a snow schedule. They've adjusted times. You can go to their website for the correct updates. And down at Philly National, it's going to be a rough one, not just today, but tomorrow. These storms always have a domino effect for a couple of days. This morning already, 19 delays, but boom, here's the big one, 56 cancellations. So do check with the airline before you head on down to the airport. Forecast for today and the week ahead. Subi's got it in 15 seconds.
So there are lots of ways we can demonstrate to you how it's going to play out with this first measurable snowfall of the season. You know, it's kind of cliche. You usually see a reporter out with a ruler somewhere. So let's give you the snowfall totals in ruler form. Now, Allentown's north and west of Philadelphia, and Rehoboth Beach is south. And this is the upside down part of the storm. So by later on tonight, we'll probably see close to 7 inches of snow in Rehoboth Beach, according to this model, about 3 in Philadelphia, and less than 1.5 inches in Allentown. So that's the idea. More snow the further south you go. And speaking of Rehoboth, there it is, snow-covered roadways. Nobody's out and about. Of course, most beach towns are kind of sleepy in the wintertime anyway, but the folks who live there full-time, hopefully staying in with some hot chocolate. And we're seeing more snow on radar spreading into more of the area. So there's Rehoboth, where we've been watching all morning. Still snowing pretty heavily there. And now the snow has moved as far north as Philadelphia. It'll start to saturate the atmosphere. It's not necessarily coming down everywhere just yet, but just you wait. It will be. And this will continue through the rest of the morning, through lunchtime. And then for some, it looks like it could taper off by about 3 or 4 o'clock. For others, it kind of comes back, especially down to the south, and adds to those snowfall totals. And then by tomorrow morning, when we're together again for Good Day Philadelphia, we'll just be talking about how cold it is and how slippery it's going to be. So once again, the areas to our south could get, there might be a few areas that get double-digit accumulation. Just depends on where those snow bands set up. So we're in the 30s all week long for high temperatures. By the time we get to Sunday for the Eagles game, maybe close to 40 degrees. But the big wild card after today's snowstorm is over, will it snow on Saturday? And if it does, how much? Well, we'll deal with that after we get rid of this storm, okay? One storm at a time.
One storm at a time. You got it. Exactly. We're just dealing with this one first.
Thanks, Sue.
Thank you.
From the FOX29 studios, this is Good Day Philadelphia.
It's here, the first significant snowstorm of the season. Schools are closed in Philly, New Jersey, declaring a state of emergency, and Delaware activating the National Guard. And since we're talking about it's a snow day for most kids, we're talking about Philadelphia students. Look at all the closings and delays. They're going to be going at the bottom of your screen if you need to double check, but there's plenty to go through.
I will go out into these storms and cover them, again, in solidarity with all the photographers.
What are you doing?
What?
Oh, we're on? Oh.
What?
I'm going to Wawa. You want coffee?
Yeah, I'll take coffee.
All right, okay. All right.
Didn't know you were down the shore.
Yeah.
You know, I have to pee, so I'm going to go into this men's room back here and do what I have to do, but I'll be here all morning long covering the storm.
Nice
Sugar.
hat.
What?
It's so weird. Like, we hear the snow, but we don't see any.
Do they just cut to the wide shot to see that I'm in the studio?
Busted.
Should I have snow in front of me as well as behind me?
You would
Is that
think.
the giveaway?
Yeah.
What's with this hat? By the way, Sue, thank you for knitting this hat.
Well, you're welcome. You can
Look
make
like a
it.
chef.
We can make
Or
an
a cone
adjustment
head.
there. We can give him a cuff there, and it will look really cool. But I don't know. He looks adorable,
It's a little
doesn't he?
high. It's like a chef's hat.
Well, because you didn't cuff it.
I was thinking more of a cone head.
Yeah, Alex will fix it for you.
Or Marge Simpson.
Anyway, here it is on Ultimate Doppler radar. The storm moving in from southwest to northeast, but not a lot going on here in our neighborhood in Old City, at least not yet. Will it start to look like Rehoboth Beach soon? It won't be too much longer. I think by 7 o'clock we're going to see the snow in full force, but over the next couple of hours, more and more snowflakes. It's been snowing there for several hours in Rehoboth Beach. So that's where we are at the moment for Rehoboth. And let's see. There we go. And back to Old City, where the temperature is 29 degrees. Not too much of a wind today, so that might be the one saving grace of this storm. But the heaviest accumulations are expected to the south of us because of the direction the storm is moving. It's not west to east, it's southwest to northeast. So where you see the darker blue around Rehoboth, that's where the snow has been piling up, and that's where we expect the largest accumulations, maybe 6 to 9 inches there. Locally, there could be places with double-digit accumulation. Then you go further north, and it gets less, the predicted amounts. 2 to to 4 inches in the Philadelphia area, just to our south, that 4 to 6 inch. So we'll see how it all plays out. But I think we'll stay within that 2 to 4 inch range here in the city. It's a 2 out of 10. Traveling will be tricky all day. Bus stop buddy with his shovel all ready to go. He's hoping to make some money and then have some fun with the sled later on. 20s to start the day, 30s later on. As far as when it will end, it does look for the Philadelphia area like it could be shortly after lunchtime, but we expect it to linger longer down the shore. So our high temperature will stay below freezing all day, 2 to 4 inches in Philly, more to the south, less to the north. More details coming up next time. Bob Kelly, roads are starting to get a little tricky out there at certain places.
Yeah, definitely. It all depends upon where you're watching us this morning, where you begin and you end your trip. TikTok, 6 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. Here's a live look. Philly International going to be a rough day, couple of days for the folks at the airport. Already 13 delays and 56 cancellations this morning. So definitely check with the airline before you head down there. You want snow? We got it for you. Dover Downs down in Delaware. An example right outside the racetrack. Again, as Sue mentioned, Delaware, the lower tip of the South Jersey shore is where we're seeing the first signs of the flakes, and that's where the first accumulations coming into play. Here's Route 13 in Delaware, Holloway Road. You can see snow covered, and that's the plan. See, they put down the salt, they put down the brine, and it's going to stay that way until they get a couple of inches and those tires start to churn that salt, and that's what's going to do the job. They're not going to plow the roads, which then pushes all that salt off to the side. They're going to let that sit for a little while and let that salt do its job. Now, we got an accident here, Route 130, right at the Black Horse Pike. Got a fuel spill to go along with it. Here's a live look at I-95 Center City. We haven't even seen a flake at all here in Center City as of yet. But again, all the roads are brined, the salt's down, and you got like that salt dust. So if you're driving in your car, you're on your dashboard, take the exhaust and hit that little button that's got the car and the arrow. That'll keep the air circulating within the car and not pull in the air from the outside. You get that taste of salt in your mouth. And SEPTA, expect delays around the board today. Slippery platforms and steps. And as far as Patco, they're running on a snow schedule. If you really must go out, give yourself some extra time. Make sure you got a full tank of gas. Make sure you got the scraper, the brush, the broom, because wherever you go, by the time you're ready to leave there, your car's going to be snow covered. A cell phone, make sure you have the charger, and how about a blanket, maybe some water, and if you're taking the kids, pack some snacks. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
Pack some snacks.
I just got back and I'm messing up already. Oh my gosh. Someone messaged me and they're like, Alex, it's 2025.
You just said 2024.
I said 2024. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You know, like when you're on vacation, you're like, what day is it? What year is it? I have no idea. Okay, it's 2025. Apologies.
Yeah.
I'm going to get with the program.
Don't just read what's in front of you.
Yeah,
hey, listen,
it is in the prompter.
This happens all the time at the beginning of a new year. Remember back when I was alive, you'd have to remember it when you wrote checks at the top, you know, it's 2024 until like February.
I did have to deal with that. I started the 4, but now I just make it part of my 5. And
there you go.
I'm not used to writing 2025 yet. We'll get the swing of it.
You know what we want to do? When it's a snow day on Good Day Philadelphia, obviously you know what to do. You're going to stay home. The kids are going to stay home. You'll probably stay home from work. And so we're just going to keep each other company. Sue's going to do all the hard work, and so is Bob Kelly and our reporters. And so what I want is, I don't want to see pictures of snow in your yard. It all looks the same. I want to see a picture of you, how you're watching the show. If you're in bed, maybe just your feet and the TV screen. If you're on the couch, maybe a leg or a foot. Here are the categories. Here, I'm going to have a big prize by 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, you are?
Whoever gets the best picture. There's the best cozy shot.
So there's, okay, the categories. Category 1.
Cozy. 2 is family friendly.
Love that.
And 3 is provocative.
Now, hold on.
Well, it's got to be able to put it on the air.
Okay, so not that provocative, but provocative.
No, but provocative. We have to blur.
Gosh.
We will.
You would ask for that.
You know, did you see this? That parts of New Jersey.
Wait, what's the prize?
I'll figure that out later.
Okay.
Bragging rights in your hometown.
Okay.
Parts of, oh, by the way, I did cut myself shaving this morning. It's a Monday, I have a cold, and I've cut myself. Other than that.
And then your earpiece is messed up.
My earpiece is stuck in my ear again, so hold on.
He's having a great morning, so buckle up.
Parts of New Jersey are under a state of emergency this morning, and I can see why.
So the storm, as we know, it's a bottom-heavy storm, right? It's expected to hit the southern parts of the state and also central parts. So let's get to Greg because he's been driving around. And what are you seeing?
Where are you now?
Yeah, well, Mike and Alex, I got my phone ready because I was getting ready to take the picture that you guys were asking. I was going to take this little shot of, my shoes and my leg. But got to tell you, entering into this show, you scared the living daylights out of me because, Mike, you said you were in Wildwood at the Wawa. I thought you caught me and Graham, the photographer, camping out just sitting around at Wawa because we were literally just there before we realized we had to do a hit. But take a look
you
right
thought you
here.
Missed them.
We got, yeah. Well, we got some activity here. We got some plows. They are actually out and about clearing the roadways here in Wildwood. So we do actually have that activity. But got to tell you guys, I mean, it is pretty slick out here. The road conditions are pretty slick. I mean, we're in what we call the weather beast, and we've actually been sliding when we've been trying to make turns and whatnot. So, I mean, the advice you're going to hear over and over, but it's very important advice, is if you don't have to be out and about on the roadways, don't go out. Now, of course, if you do have to, just make sure you monitor your speed and just be very careful because the conditions are very slick. As you guys had mentioned, South Jersey counties are under a state of emergency declared by Governor Phil Murphy yesterday for Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cape May, Cumberland, Gloucester, and Salem counties just because of this snow event. And now the New Jersey Department of Transportation, they are advising folks to please try to stay off the road. And, one of the reasons why you should really keep that in mind is got a message earlier this morning from our friend from AAA, Jana Tidwell, and she was talking about the fact that she gave some information from the United States Department of Transportation and the Federal Highway Administration. It says that 24% of weather-related vehicle crashes occur on snowy, slushy, or icy pavements. 15% happen during snowfall or sleet. So you definitely want to keep that in mind as if you do have to go out, to keep that in mind, just to take your time because it is very dangerous. It may not look as bad, but it is pretty dangerous. I'll leave you with this, guys. I mean, it was very interesting. The one thing that I've been seeing over and over, I haven't really seen that many vehicles on the roadway, but have seen a lot of people on their bikes. Which I don't know. I mean, is it safer, I guess, to be on the bike? I don't know. You guys tell me, Mike and Alex, is it safer to be on a bike in the snow or in your vehicle?
Well, thank you. Sorry, Mike has the earpiece stuck in his ear, and so we were all trying to get it out.
I'm sure that was brilliant, but I didn't hear any of it.
But here's the good news. We'll get more reports from Greg throughout the morning, so if you missed it this time, we're just going to get him in the next go-round.
Yeah.
Yeah. And meanwhile, update, it's still in his ear, so.
Okay, we can talk about you and you won't hear us?
What else is new?
Well, Kelly said, does this mean we can talk about you and you won't hear us?
What, people can't hear him?
Well, I didn't know if his mic was up.
Oh, I got
Sorry.
Well, I can't
My
hear
goodness,
anything.
what a morning. Day one.
It's Monday, a blizzard. I've cut myself. My earpiece is in, and I have a cold. But thank God
Other
you're
than
back.
that, everything's fine.
Do you see Penn State?
Yeah.
Wow, they blew away the press box.
Yes, they did, because they kicked off their renovations for the Beaver Stadium on Saturday, so we will talk more about that in just a little bit.
We're going to show it to you. It was quite impressive. I like an implosion.
Yes, you do.
Wondering where we are here? It is Frederick, Maryland. Now, that is to the southwest of Baltimore, meaning also to the southwest of us. So they've got a nice coating on the ground there. The snow started there a couple hours ago, as it did in many other places. But when we get the totals, when all is said and done, I love this ruler graphic, we're going to see what happens. Let's see. Okay, I'm pressing the button. No, here we go. See, it's piling up. Now, I think we'll stay within that 2 to 4 inch range in Philadelphia, maybe around 3 inches or so. A little over an inch is all we're going to manage in Allentown. But in addition to what has already fallen in Rehoboth, 6.4 inches after that. So there's what it looks like right now. Plenty more will be piling up in Rehoboth Beach and areas to our south. As we keep telling you, this is an upside down storm, and that means the southern areas will get more accumulation than our northern areas. And you can see where the darker blue is down here in Delaware and the Delmarva Peninsula, all those places getting a lot of accumulation already, and it's still piling up. Ocean City, Maryland, even Ocean City, New Jersey. Here in Philadelphia, it's going to be starting soon. We'll see those first flakes, and it's pretty sparse if you go to the Poconos Poconos. And this will continue this situation. It looks like the Poconos will be spared. They're just going to have to make snow to match what we're going to get to the south. Now, for a lot of us, after about 2, 3 o'clock, it's going to at least slow down and be intermittent, the snow. Still with us as the storm exits, but it'll probably get a little more accumulation tonight in the southern areas where we're expecting the most when all is said and done. For Philadelphia, we go anywhere from 3 to 1.5 inches of snow, so that's kind of within our 2 to 4 inch range, right? 30 degrees our high today, 33 tomorrow, and we stay right around freezing for high temperatures for Wednesday and for Thursday. Very blustery all those days. So, Bob Kelly, even after the snow ends today, later on today, it's not going to be melting because it's going to stay pretty cold.
All right, we have flaking news. You ready? We have our first sign of flakes in Center City. Here we go. Look close. Here we go. See it right there.
Oh,
Here we go.
Oh, there's
We got it.
several.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, my gosh.
No bread and eggs. I got to go. This is a live look
for your
downtown Philly from the top of the tower here in Center City. We've been waiting for, again, that line to kind of cross up into downtown, and it's starting here. So starting to see some delays on the Vine Expressway heading into 30th Street. But, again, only go out if you really have to. Obviously, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And here's a shot. Take a look at this. You said send pictures of where you're watching us. Take a look at this in Sea Isle. I know where I'm going Sunday to watch the Eagles game. And if you look close, they're watching us on the TV screen that's inside the bus. So this is a picture from one of our viewers down in Sea Isle. Look at this. They got the bus going on. They got the chair, got the fire going. I'm gonna send Chopper. We're gonna go there this morning. Here's a live look though at the 42 freeway. Again, no sign of any flakes over here, but all the roads have been treated. They've been salted. They've been brined. Just give yourself extra time if you are heading out. Problem, though, here in Camden, a tractor trailer versus a car. Accident, Route 130 South closed at the Black Horse Pike. And I mentioned this earlier. You know, we've had more accidents this morning than we have on a typical morning because I think what we see is we have lighter volume, less folks out on the road, and then those who are out have that tendency maybe to go a little faster, and that's where we're getting in trouble. So southbound 130 closed at the Black Horse Pike. Here's an example at 95. If you're heading to the airport, checking in with the airport, going to be a rough one today. Already 19 delays. Believe us, 56 cancellations so far this morning. So do check with the airline before you head down there. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
Man, we've been flooded with pictures of you watching the show. Oh, shoot, that was going to be the punchline one. Anyway, Billy is funny. He is watching as he's on the... in the John. Not sure what he's doing, but...
what a great setup, though, to be able to watch TV while you're doing your thing. Like, that's...
I know.
That's
nicely
fancy.
done, Billy. So
I don't know how you top that.
Well, that's the thing. Never mind. All right, let's get to it. Sue, I see behind... Oh, we have a couple pictures. I asked for pictures of, not snow, because everybody knows what snow looks like. How are you watching the show? What this would be cozy, right?
Yeah,
Category
she said cozy in bed before I have to get ready for it. She suggested what category she submitted.
She wants to slide into the category. Thank you, Karen. And then there's
I would love to be in bed.
More, I believe. That's also in the cozy category.
But she says no snow yet where she is in East Greenville, Montgomery County. But yeah, that's not, who needs a blanket when you have 2 kitties?
That's right. My gosh. Subi, I see you have in your monitor behind you Cape May.
Yes, probably an inch of snow on the ground already as we look at, this is our Congress Hall camera, and it kind of looks at the Cape. We'll show you closer up, but it's starting to get a little hazy in Wilmington. They still, of course, have the holiday lights on. So pretty at the Riverwalk there. And there's a coating of snow on the ground in Delaware. So, yeah, this is the Washington Square Mall, and you can see there's definitely a coating, probably an inch on the ground. Some reports have said an inch of snow already in Cape May, and this is just the beginning. So this is the map we know that you want to see. How much are we going to get where I live? Well, if you live far north of Philadelphia, you'll get the least amount of snow. The Lehigh Valley coating to 2 inches at the most. Philadelphia is in the 2 to 4 inch range, and so is Pottstown and Doylestown and Lancaster. And then just to the south of us, part of Delco, Newcastle County, Delaware, Westchester, Millville, New Jersey, could get up to 4 4 to 6 inches, and the heaviest amount of snowfall down in Cape May County and pretty much the lower 2 counties of Delaware. So it's an upside down storm because the southern areas are getting more than the northern areas. You can see we're ready to go here in Old City. This is a snow emergency route, our road here in Market Street in Philadelphia. So no cars allowed to park there. It's 28 degrees right now, and the first snowflakes are starting to fall. We'll tell you how long it's going to last and give you more of an idea of how much we're going to get coming up in just a few minutes. Bob Kelly, here we go.
You got it, Subi. Good morning, everybody. It is 6:33. Live look down here. This is 95 down in Delaware, just outside of the Bay. Actually, I'm sorry. This is Reading, Pennsylvania. I was going to say, yeah, Reading, PA. The ramps here from 422. No flakes here yet, but come on, let's go to Center City if you're ready. Take a look at this. We got a little bit more flakage here. This is downtown Philly, the Vine Expressway, the Schuylkill Expressway. So again, we're starting to see that first line or the beginning of the line coming in to downtown Philly. Come on, we got another picture for you. All right, this is the accident in Camden. Tractor trailer accident right at Route 130. The southbound lanes are closed right at the Black Horse Pike. Tractor trailer, a car, and a fuel spill to go along with it. Here's an example of Dover Downs down in Delaware. Again, we got some lanes cleared, but again, for the most part, they put down the salt, they put down the brine. Until they get a couple of inches, nobody's going to plow anything because they want that salt to kind of do its job, to get those tires to kind of churn everything in there. Here's an example of Route 13 at Holloway Road in Delaware. The 30 bypass coming out of Chester County, starting to see some flakes and some poor visibility as you head on in toward King of Prussia. The 42 freeway, so far so good, but we have about 56 cancellations so far this morning at Philly International. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
Okay, as Sue was saying, and I think you mentioned it too, parts of New Jersey are under a state of emergency this morning. Heck, down in Delaware, they were thinking about bringing out the National Guard, which I think they did.
Mm-hmm. And that's because we know that the southern parts of the state, they're really going to be getting it.
Well, they're getting it right now.
Mm-hmm. So let's start with Greg.
That's Greg Payne. Hi.
Yeah, no, we are seeing that snow coming down, and I mean, you're seeing a lot of cars that are covered with snow. And I'll give you a look right here. This is Wildwood, and oh, look, our camera, I mean, it's been snowing so hard, the fact that that camera is actually, pretty blurred up. So we'll give you this view here, but earlier on in our last hit, about 20 minutes ago, we were showing you some plows that were out and about on the roadways trying to clear the roads. Well, this is what's happening because of the fact that it is snowing so hard. I mean, you can tell that there's been some work that's been done on the roadway, but at the end of the day, the snow's just coming down and it's just covering it all over again. But that's the reason why many people are saying, and we'll continue to say it over and over in regards to, if you do have to go out on the roadways, just really be careful because the conditions are very slick. And hopefully this is the tire. Yep, this is the tire cam right here. And throughout our drive, I mean, we've been kind of sliding around when we've been making turns and then also making U-turns. It's been very, very slick. So just be mindful of that as you are traveling around, if you do have to travel around. I mean, it's even gotten to the point where we were just inside Wawa just to take a quick break and grab a sandwich. The woman at Wawa was mentioning the fact that they didn't even know how many sandwiches to make because of the fact that they didn't know how many people were going to be out and about. And so, it's one of those situations where, it is coming down, and we aren't seeing that many vehicles on the roadway. I know it's early in the morning, but we aren't seeing that much traffic. This is one of the few vehicles that we've actually seen on the road. But what I was trying to tell you guys earlier is the fact that what I have been seeing is people actually riding their bikes. And there was a guy that was over at the Wawa, and they have like these, I guess, really cool snow tires on the bike. So I was asking you guys, and if you could help me out here, because I don't know, is it safer, I guess, to ride the bike than it is to take your vehicle out? Because I'm seeing a lot of people on their bikes in the snow.
I don't think that would be safer because it's a bike.
It would be safer than driving.
A bike would?
Yeah.
Okay, I've never, been on a bike in the snow, so I guess I wouldn't know.
I have biked in the snow.
Yeah?
Yeah, but when I was little.
When you were a kid. Okay.
But yeah, if you fall or if you crash, you're going to survive a bike accident faster than a car.
Well, that part, I just didn't know the treading, like what kind of bike would you have to be able to go through in snow?
But even if you fall, you're not going to fall far off your bike.
True.
But if you go into a ditch in a car.
I think I was more thinking, how can a bike? Listen, I grew up in Texas, okay? So that concept is riding a bike through snow. I can't think of that.
It's not easy, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be.
My guess is we're going to Wilmington, Delaware. Is my guess correct?
Yes, because we got to check on Hank, because Delaware, they've been getting it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right in the keister, guys, right in the face. A ton of it. We're looking right down Market Street, guys, which is still beautifully decorated for the holidays. It looks really good with the snow falling down right here. We are standing at Cesar Rodney Park. This is 10th and Market Street. Here in the strongest, I suppose, the center part of Wilmington. But it's funny, guys, we just had a lot of the city trucks here before working on Rodney Park because it's one of the center parts of the city. But as you look over here, you can see where the salt has come down, more in some places than in others. You look down some of the bottom of the steps, you can see where it was thrown in great lots. But 3 trucks left here just a short while ago, along with the workers that came with them. Yeah, they laid salt down here, guys, but it's coming down pretty hard here in Delaware. They did call, you don't call it martial law, you just call in the National Guard when you need help, but that's going to be down more in the Sussex, in the Kent County areas of Delaware, a lot more than here in Newcastle County, though, at least for our DMA, our particular area, we're expecting some of the strongest snow here, something like 4 to 8 inches according to Sue for this part, a little bit more down south. But if you all are just getting it in Center City, in Old City, it's interesting to me because it has been falling here for a good 60, 90 minutes, and it's really picked up some speed, guys. So what you're seeing here, buckle up because it's coming your way. Mike, Alex.
Thank you so much. Sorry, Bob Kelly was just showing us some pictures.
Yeah, our first provocative pick.
Did you send it to
Our
Dom?
first
I'm going to send it to Dom
photo.
right now.
All right.
Oh, goodness.
We may have to blur a little bit.
Oh, that kind of
All
provocative.
right, coming up, yeah.
Somebody's watching us right now, currently in my truck in Indianapolis. They have the app.
Oh, see, that's why you should have Fox Local.
Yeah. Stay in your truck. Don't even move.
Right. Did they send a pic?
Uh-oh. We may have another
leave another?
provocative. I'll send that to Dom, see what category that should go in.
I might have to get approval. Not sure. Oh, KOP. Okay.
It's KOP.
I was like, where's?
KOP.
It's so dark.
They're too far north for any of this action.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit.
But some folks, they're sending, we're getting some action when it comes to pics. So they're sending in photos.
Now, this is when you were applying makeup to my, I cut myself shaving this morning, and you were fixing me up.
And Stella needed an up close and personal look, says Nyla. Very nice.
She loves her cat.
Mm-hmm. And we have cats and dogs. This show's gone to the dogs. Bobby the dog is watching too. Although I don't see the dog. Do you see
either.
Bobby?
I don't see Bobby. Try to include Bobby.
No, maybe he's in there. It's just these monitors are small.
You know what? I can't see.
Dom, do you see?
I see
he's
an
not
ear.
in there.
No, in there an ear?
Our producer Dom says he's not in there.
Okay. We're trying to see pictures with you in it, if you could.
Here's another cat. Oh, look at that. No caption though, but very nice. That looks very cozy. These are all cozy categories. What do you think, Mike?
Okay, again, for people just joining us, we're asking for pictures, not of snow, because we know what snow looks like. Pictures of you watching the show, and we have 3 categories. Cozy, family friendly, and we haven't received a provocative one yet. My 3rd category is provocative.
Yes.
Borderline sexy.
Oh my gosh. But appropriate for TV.
Well, yeah, we can't show it if it's too raw.
I'm just letting people know, because I don't want them sending pictures my way.
Hey, by the way, what's PennDOT up to? I haven't seen any trucks yet.
Well,
probably down south, all of them.
Yeah, and you know that they've been putting the salt out. And so, Jen, what are they up to? You've been checking on PennDOT.
Well, they have been putting salt out. We're in the city of Philadelphia, so most of the things that we've been seeing have been Philadelphia crews, right? But yes, there has been salt laid down, and just in time, because as everyone in the building predicted, the snow has began right here in the city of Philadelphia. We are at the Philadelphia Museum of Art because this is where people love to go sledding. And we know this, the school district of Philadelphia, no school for today. So we predict if the snow continues to come down and stick a little bit, kids of all ages are going to be sledding right here on the Art Museum steps. I can tell you this, so far the snow and winter conditions have not affected anyone's getting healthy routine in 2025. We have seen the workout classes that happen right here on the footprint of the museum. We also have seen people on a bike, running up the steps, doing all the healthy things, probably getting it in before some of the heavier snow comes in. Right now, I'm going to say that this is, Tom, what do you think? Like, not wet, but the flakes are not very big. No. It's like maybe a dusting, but again, that's exactly what Sue Serio and the entire Fox 29 weather department predicted. So we'll be here watching the flaking news for you and yours all morning, probably into the afternoon. Back to you.
So you're at the bottom of the steps, right?
Are you at the oval?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know there's a certain amount of inches that you need for sledding and stuff to go down those, you know.
We ain't there yet.
No, but I'm just wondering what the goal is to get there. I think it's like 4 or 5.
I think I'd need 6.
No, you don't need that. When's the
don't?
last time you got your behind out on a boogie board that you bought at Five Below but they're using as a sled?
To get on the steps? I thought you needed to be high enough to cut. Oh, okay.
You just need a little.
She would do it with how many?
She's saying you don't need all that. You don't need
2.
that.
Well, you
2. She
can.
says 2.
You can go down it without any snow
just
at
be,
all. I've seen that. Yeah.
I meant for a smooth ride where it feels like a hill. That's
Yeah,
what
I know what you're saying.
All right.
Okay, I think we received our first provocative snow pic. Look at this. Showing a little leg on the couch.
That's a lot of leg.
This was sent in by a Robert Kelly.
And the socks are appropriate. He should be locked up for this.
No question. Thank you, Mr. Kelly, for sending that in and watching. Good day, Philadelphia.
That's our couch
You
right
need a
there.
tan, honey.
Exactly. Well, I wanted to kind of give folks an idea. That's what we're looking for.
Sure, yeah.
A little provocative, show us some leg. All right, and we'll be good to go.
Be careful what you wish for.
This one will go in your cozy department. Greg from Delco, he's got his blackthorn blanket watching us, watching our sports in a minute. So come on, keep those pics coming. Let's have some fun. Nobody does snow coverage and has as much fun as we do here during this morning snowstorm. We got some flakes coming to Northeast Philly, 95, starting to see. It's kind of tough. You look real close in the overhead street lamp there. But again, all the roads have been salted. They've been brimed. We're just sitting back and just take your time. If you really must go out, here's a live look at 202, starting to see some flakes roll in Painters Crossing right at Route 1. So if you got to go out, here's the deal. If you really must go out, first of all, give yourself plenty of extra time. That's going to be the biggest key. You're not going to get there as fast as you normally would. You want to leave some extra room because the roads are going to get worse before they get better. Make sure you got a full tank of gas, and make sure you got the scraper, the brush, the shovel, because once you get there, you park your car for a little while. When you go to come home, it's going to be covered in snow. You want to get all that snow off of there. Have a cell phone. Have the charger with you too, so you can charge the phone. And if you're going to go out, maybe with the kids or anywhere, make sure you got a blanket, throw that in there, take some water bottles, even some snacks for the kids, because you could get stranded, could get stuck in a delay. Expect delays on SEPTA, the slippery platforms and the steps. Patco's running on a snow schedule. Subi's on a snow schedule too. She's got the forecast in 15 seconds.
Well, it's like I always say, we come in early to tell you to stay home, and that's, of course, the best advice if you can manage it. Look at Wildwood and the boardwalk and the snow on the beach and the flashing light of Ed's Fundcade there, letting us know that, yeah, the snow is still falling at a pretty good clip. One of my favorite cliches for snow. Anyway, we've got the winter weather advisory for Philadelphia area all the way over to Lancaster County. And then to the south of us, that's when the winter storm warning is in effect. And that is happening all day long. So it's going to be worse the further south you go than it is up in the Philadelphia area. Another look at Wildwood and the snow that continues to pile up pretty quickly. And where you see the darker blue, that's where the snow is falling the heaviest. So we see that happening down in southern Delaware, Cape May County, as we just saw. Snow is falling not as heavily in the Philadelphia area at the moment, and hardly at all to the north of us. So how long does this continue? Through at least lunchtime for most of us, but then it'll be sort of intermittent after about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'll see maybe a little bit more accumulation down to our south as the storm exits later on tonight. So that's what we've got for today, and more snow piling up to the south than it will be in the Philadelphia area. So for us, it's a 30-degree high temperature today. In fact, we stay at around freezing for high temperatures tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Sunny and cold on Friday. And are you ready for another snowstorm on Saturday? It could happen.
Saturday?
Yeah, possibly.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to worry about that when this one's over.
I was going to say.
One at a time.
Ooh, Lord. So we do this every year when it starts to snow. Just be careful when you think you're, ooh, I can handle this, and then you get out there and start shoveling, and people start having heart attacks and stuff. Dr. Mike, when do you just got to be careful.
Well, yeah, and about 100 people die a year. That's what the studies show. 100 people die a year. About 11,500 injuries a year from snow shoveling. Now, look, if you're someone that doesn't get off the couch, if you have a history of heart disease, you're diabetic, you're obese, and you don't do much, you have to make sure and let someone else do the shoveling, because you don't want to end up in an emergency room today having a heart attack.
That's why Alex has come over to my place today and shovel my driveway.
Oh, really? Oh, this is news to me.
That's very sweet of you. I know you take care of the elderly.
Listen, well, yes, we will.
You know, thank you.
I'll make sure that it gets handled.
It's very
sweet. It'll be me, but. Good morning to everyone watching on Fox 29 and also on the Fox local app. We're enjoying you here. We're getting ready for more snow because we've already seen a little bit in some parts of the area. So we've got you covered. Oh my gosh. I was eating popcorn and I have a piece of popcorn in my hair. My bad. I'll get it cleaned up. Okay, so we'll get ready to start the 7 o'clock hour right now.
From the Fox 29 studios, this is Good Day Philadelphia.
Snow show. Schools are closed just about everywhere. New Jersey declaring a state of emergency, and in Delaware, activated the National Guard. Grab your bread, eggs, and milk. Speaking of that, what exactly can you make using those three items? Bread, eggs, and milk. We brought in a chef to make some unusual items. It can't be just French toast.
But in the meantime, we've got you covered when it comes to the snow. We have reporters all across our area. But first, we're going to start with Mike Jerrick out in the field.
Yes, after all these years, I decided to be in solidarity with our reporters and photographers who are always out in this bitter cold during these blizzards and snowstorms and nor'easters, etc. So as you can tell, I'm down the shore in Ocean City on the boardwalk. I was going to go over and talk to these fellas who are shoveling, doing a great job of shoveling the boardwalk here over by the, that was the cue, shoveling over here. Near the men's room there where I was just, is this, David, you got to be in the shot for it to be funny. There you go. There you go.
Bravo, bravo.
Bob.
Much better
how's
than
the
last
view?
round.
Talking about provocative.
Oh, yeah.
Stop it. And the Golden Globe goes too. Thank you, fellas.
Did he get you this time? But really, we do have people who are out in the field, so we're going to go to our different reporters. But first, let's get an update from Sue on what we're seeing out there.
What do you think of the hat, huh?
It's so great, so cute.
I can promise you this, it is warm, and that's what you're going to need, things to keep you warm if you have to go out, or if you're going to go out with the snow blower a little later on and take care of the snow like they're starting to do down in the areas to our south where we're expecting more snow. Now, this is our neighborhood. The snowflake lights are still up here in Old City, so with the snowflake lights, we can see the snowflakes. Yes, falling outside our door. It's been falling in Rehoboth Beach, this snow, since before we got started at 4 o'clock. So it's taking some time to pile up, and it's getting a little hazy there, too. Visibility is being affected by this. Now, this is the map we know you want to see. How much are we going to get? Well, the further south you go, the more snow you're going to get. It's an upside-down storm, because normally our highest accumulations are north and west of the city, but that's not the case with this storm. It's coming in from the south and the west. So there could be double-digit accumulations down in southern Delaware, maybe even Cape May County. And then just to the north of that, we're going with 4 to 6 inches. I think in the Philadelphia area, we'll end up with between 2 and 4 inches, and even less up in the Lehigh Valley and the Pocono Mountains. So here in our neighborhood, where the snowflakes are illuminating the snowflakes, 26 degrees. At least there's not a lot of wind, but you can see the snow moving in from the south and the west to the northeast. And most of our areas at least getting a little something right now. Bust Up Buddy, he's ready to shovel some snow for the neighbors and maybe make some money and then have some fun with his sled a little later on. 20s now, 30s later on. So make sure you're layered up just like Buddy is. 30 degrees is our high in the city, only 32 down the shore and 23 in the Pocono Mountains. So it's very cold. So all we're expecting is snow, and that's enough to deal with, Bob Kelly, because it's going to be getting slippery out there if it isn't already.
Well, Dr. Mike said that I shouldn't exert myself in shoveling. So here, I'm just going to pay somebody to do it, okay? Just make sure I have a walk to my car, all right? And then you spray some salt down and you come back in a couple hours, all right? Because it's going to keep snowing. All right, morning, everybody. 7:06 behind me, Philly International. A live look right here where they are plowing the runways this morning. And over here, we're going to get 19 delays so far. But look at a big one. 56 cancellations so far this morning. So it's going to be a domino effect down at the airport. So before you head down, make sure you check with your airline. Come on and check some of the shots here. Route 30, the bypass. Chester County starting to see the flakes. Now, again, all the salt, the brine, the solution is all down. Everybody just sitting back right now and just watching and waiting because they're not going to plow as soon as we see that first flake. You're going to get a couple of inches in there. They want to have the tires kind of get that salt brine solution kind of working, and that's what's going to keep the roadways wet. South Philadelphia, the lights are on at the link in the background. Again, if you're heading past the stadium, maybe heading down to the airport, no problems on 95, but just give yourself extra time. It's going to take you longer and slower to get there, and that's even if you have to go out. Accident here, this one involving a tractor trailer and a car. Route 130 southbound closed right at the Black Horse Pike. And here's an example of some whiteout conditions down near Dover Downs in Delaware, where again, we've been watching the snow since the beginning. This is Route 13 right at Holloway Road, also down in Delaware. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
Thank you, Bob. He got it. Dr. Mike got it. He got that thing.
Yeah, look, see that?
It was amazing.
See that? I also saw potatoes in there and a sign that said Kilroy was here.
Mm-hmm. And you probably saw Alex all the way through my head, right?
So here you go. There's your foreign buddy. Now you're going to put it back on that and put it back in your ear.
Well,
it's a good thing I'm in my office today. When it gets stuck again,
I'll see you at 11.
You're not going to put that back in, are you?
He's going to put it back in.
You don't have a different one? Clearly,
I
this
will.
isn't
It's probably loose.
Candy, can you have somebody go get it? Right-hand drawer of my desk is another one of these.
All right, we'll send somebody out.
Thank you.
Let's get to Greg, okay?
Where do you suppose Greg is by now?
Greg, where are you? You've been moving.
Yeah, so I'm over here on Park Boulevard in Wildwood, and my photographer, Graham, probably hates me because I was like, you know what? We've been cooped up in this car for so long. Let's get on out so we can slide and have a good time. But you can see, it is really nice out here. I mean, to be honest, it's nice seeing the snow here in Wildwood. And you can see there's not much traffic on the roadway. But I heard you guys talking a lot about people shoveling the snow and people that you might need to shovel the snow. So come on, we're going to take a little walk because this brings me down kind of memory lane as a kid, having to wake up early in the morning. You know, a lot of kids, you know, when they have the snow days, they get to sleep in. Well, my parents never allowed me to really sleep in. What they had me do is shovel. And what they had me do was shovel like my man Gary over here, who decided to come out bright and early in the morning. So, Gary, first off, I mean, what time did you start shoveling?
6:30.
6:30, and I was asking you because, I mean, of course, it's coming down. Why'd you decide to come out so early?
Because we're expecting a lot, and I want to stay on top of it, so it's easier for me to start early and do it a few times today and not hurt my back and, you know, not have a heart attack.
Okay, so yeah, we were literally we had a doctor on talking about that in regards to heart attack. So you're going to be out here quite a bit. This isn't your only round of the day.
Oh no, I'll be out here 2-3 times as needed.
Okay, all right, very good. Oh, I didn't even realize you had the Buccaneers hat. You're going to get me in trouble.
I've got an Eagles hat in the house. My bad. I just like the color red. Go Eagles, all that stuff. You know, hey, I'm all with it. By the way, you're late. Here you go. Here's your shovel.
Oh, here's my shovel. I got to start going. Who do you got over there? Who's this?
It's Hank.
That's Hank?
Yeah, that's Hank, my black lab.
Okay. See, I haven't shoveled in a long time. My form's not that great.
You're right. It's a good thing you're getting paid by the job.
Well, I'll give you that back because you're a lot better than me. Hey, you know what, Hank? Before I leave, we got a Hank of our own at the station. Hank, you got anything to say to the other Hank? Oh, he's quiet.
From
Hank
one
was
Hank to
making all
another.
this noise.
Hank, do you see your
Hank was
twin?
making all this noise
Where
like
is
the
the
Hank
human
we got
Hank?
at FOX29, but now
Right.
Hank's quiet. Hank, nothing?
Hank, do you see the
Hank's
resemblance?
tired.
I'm
Hank's
all ears, guys. I'm listening to the show. I didn't know if you were talking to me or Hank the Black Labrador. There are a couple of Hanks running. There's Hank Aaron. There's old Hank Williams. Right now, it's Hank running down Route 13, guys, otherwise known as Philadelphia Pike, heading south back toward the city again. We came up north just as we come toward Philadelphia. I don't know why. Is the screen red for you all like it is for me? But that's strange. The reason that I wanted to take you down this way is just to give you the obvious difference on Route 13. Plowed on the side that we're driving south on, not plowed on the side that car coming at you is coming out on. Again, all of this pre-treated with brine, all of it pre-treated with hard rock salt. But once the snow started falling about 2.5 hours ago, it changed the game. This side has been plowed, the other side has not. And because we are north of the city in Claymont, guys, this is Newcastle County, what we are is getting a lot closer to Chester and Philadelphia to give you some idea of what you got coming if you don't have it yet. Getting back to some of what you all were talking about earlier, people on bicycles down in Wilmington. Chris and I saw a guy on an electric scooter trying to ride his scooter electric down Market Street in the snow. You can take a wild guess, but I'll cut to the chase. It didn't work out all that well. He wound up pushing it. Same goes for the bikes, guys. So bikes, scooters, vehicles, make the safe choice this morning as you're driving, guys. Go a little bit slow. Chris and I were on 95 a little while ago. He got up close to 55, and it felt like we were absolutely flying. 95 a little bit better treated, obviously. That's Department of Transportation stuff. So you'll see the plows all up and down on 95 all day long. Give them plenty of room. But again, on these smaller roads, guys, it's going to be piecemeal, and it's going to be state to state. Delaware is going to do it better or worse than South Jersey is going to do it better or worse than Pennsylvania. It all depends on where you live. Don't be shy about calling up City Hall or Department of Public Works if you need the plow to come down your street, guys. But, you know, if you live in our particular area, this is not your first snow, and it won't be your last. Put your hat on. You don't need the bread and milk. It's not going to be snowing again later on. I mean, you don't need bread and milk anymore today than you needed the other day. So relax, have a cup of coffee, look outside, make sure that you got your front stoop cleared off. Don't slip and hurt yourself. Be safe today, guys.
Yeah, all the stuff that you already know. I mean, come on.
But sometimes you need reminders.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yes.
Yeah, but yes, I know. But if I tell you it's below zero, do you really need me, Mike, to say bundle up? If you do, you probably should just go home and go to bed and never come out.
All right, so if we don't say this, what will we talk about? We still have like 4 or 5 hours to fill if we're not going to tell you to bundle up and pack, you know, you hate that word, pack your patience, you hate that phrase.
Please.
But if we're not telling you that, then what? We have to talk about something.
Right. The whole idea of a snow day is to keep each other company. You know it's cold. You know you shouldn't go out. You know you need to bundle up. You know you wear a hat. So we're just going to hang out and have some fun. And then Sue's going to give us the important information that we need, and so is Bob and our reporters and photographers.
Okay.
So our job is to keep you company, and you keep us company by sending in bizarre photos of what you're doing this morning.
His photo competition, the Mike Jerrick Snow Day photo competition.
3 categories: cozy, family-friendly, and provocative.
All right, let's see what we got. Emily, oh, this looks cozy. Enjoying my morning. No snow yet in Levittown. Oh, and I love that. Today is a confetti kind of day.
Oh, she didn't believe that was snow. The confetti that we threw?
Oh, haha. Yes, it all comes together.
It, sure.
Okay. Watching Bob with Mr. Jones. I like this. Feet up, kitty in your lap, cozy socks. This is definitely a cozy category.
I like the name of her cat, Mr. Jones.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Jones, we got a thing going on. Elizabeth has a nice setup, too. I'm seeing a lot of trees still up, which I love. But some people leave it up to the Epiphany. I mean, we have our decorations
Today
up.
is the Epiphany. I'll start taking some stuff down here, maybe within the 9 o'clock hour.
Okay, so light flakes there in Schwenksville.
All right. I like those socks.
This one, a lot of great socks. Valentine's Day socks with my heated throw, Beth Ann. Very nice. Oh, my goodness.
And here's the provocative one. Now, what do we have going on?
Wow.
I think that's a man. Poundy is the... Does it say Nick? What's the...
If it kills me is what the...
Oh, if it kills me. Okay.
Is this provocative enough? Yeah, I think so.
Are those tattoos?
Tattoos.
Oh yeah, that's tattoos.
He needs a tan.
Little leg hair, you know, we got it all. Thigh, bare feet.
It's going to be hard to beat. There's some hair in there, yeah.
I don't know how you beat that. Is this what you were envisioning when you wanted a provocative category?
No.
Okay.
But keep them coming. Use the hashtag FOX29 Good Day Here, Sue.
That's probably the limit of how provocative it should be.
Right.
But we'll take more views of perhaps the same thing. Yeah, so if you didn't do this over the weekend, you should have. Dust off the winter gear, especially areas south of Philadelphia where they're going to get more snow. So you're going to need this. There's a snow shovel, the snow blower for the places that are getting the heavy snow, the push broom, because it'll be light to start and you can maybe just sweep it away initially. With the leaf blower north and west of the city, that may be all you need. But ice melt is so important for those slippery sidewalks. We talk about the roads, but we don't always remember it's slippery on the sidewalks as well. And you can see that's going on the roads and the sidewalks here in Rehoboth Beach, where it's been snowing for several hours and continuing, with the darker blue being the areas that have the heavier snowfall. And that's to the south of Philadelphia. That's where we expect the highest snowfall totals. But it's starting to snow at a pretty good clip here in the city. And to the north of us, it's kind of a smattering of snow. So this continues through 10 o'clock through noon, and then it starts to get a little scattered and intermittent snowfall. So it's going to start winding down, I think, in the city around maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. And then we'll get a little bit more of accumulation down to our south, and then it's out of here by tomorrow morning. We're just talking about cold weather. It's a snow day today, windy and cold, not only tomorrow, but Wednesday and Thursday as well. So we're not going to see a lot of melting of whatever we get today. Friday looks like, well, it's going to be cold, but at least we'll have some sunshine. And then Saturday, get ready. We could get another snowstorm. But this one, well, we'll worry about that tomorrow, Bob.
Yeah, exactly. You got it, Subi. 7:17. We'll call it 7:18 on this Monday morning. Come on, here's another picture. It's Mike and Sue driving back from the shore. Now, Mike's driving, but Sue is watching us on the app on her cell phone. All right.
That's the name of the people?
What's that?
That's really the name of the people, Mike and Sue?
Yeah, Mike and Sue. They sent it to me. Yeah.
Not us.
Mike and Sue.
Well, I'll be darned.
All right. Don't you wish you were driving on the Parkway right now?
No. Absolutely.
I'm going to do that one day, all four of us. We'll go live from the beast. All four of us will do the show. But that's what we're looking at. Come on. There's an example of, that's probably the Parkway, the expressway there in the background coming back from the shore. Here's an example of the Roosevelt Boulevard. Again, everything is wet. And again, depending upon where you begin and end your trip, you're going to see all kinds of crazy conditions as we've been showing you. Here's an example of the Schuylkill in South Philadelphia. Dover Downs really getting socked in. This is where we started to see the snow first this morning. So again, you can see the different levels of the road conditions as we go. Now, if you really must go out today, here's a couple of tips. First of all, give yourself extra time. It's going to take you longer to get there than it did on a regular day. Make sure you got a full tank of gas. The scraper, the brush, the shovel, because wherever you're going, it's going to snow while you're there, and then you're going to need to clear that car off to get back home. Make sure you have the cell phone, more importantly, the charger to charge your phone, and then maybe a blanket, a couple of water bottles, some snacks in the car in case you get delayed somewhere, especially if you have the kids. But that's your tips there. Your Monday morning checklist. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
Look at that snow.
Well, that's exactly where Sue and everybody said it was going to be, right?
I know, but it's always, different to see snow on the boardwalk.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm. We like the other grainy substance called sand.
Right, we prefer that.
Instead. I don't know if you have the tweet first, Dom, asking for this. Can you read that?
We're ready for the snow in Haddonfield. Look at that, a bunny rabbit.
Now, that would be considered the cozy category, I would think?
Yes, definitely cozy.
Well, family friendly, too. Mm-hmm. Provocative, in case you're
This Chris says this is cozy.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, Sandy says, don't forget the work from home category. Doesn't look happy about that at all.
So true, Sandy. And then what's this one?
Happy snow day. No snow yet here in Pittsburgh, but we're ready. And,
Is that a coffee mug? What is that?
It is. And I think it does say something cute. Oh, gosh, because this is our friend. Oh, it says, baby, it's cold outside, which, yes, it is.
No
it's
question
cold
about that.
outside. Now, this one I call a violation. While it's cute, this one's from Dana. Do you notice something different about it?
It's from a different day.
Right. This is not from today. Now, so I'm asking you, Mike, since you started this competition, because it's cute. The pup is cute, River. Are you allowed to send submissions from a different day that's not a snow day?
Well, she must have saved the show on DVR, but Dana,
or save the video.
Explain yourself. Why would you not show a live Good Day Philadelphia? We're up in the old studio.
Is that what that was?
You have to be watching now, today.
I mean, I'm not going to throw her out of the category
Okay, well, that's very kind of you.
But I would like an explanation from Dana why you would use a DVR
Not today.
episode.
Or just a video that was saved from, maybe she's just redoing the video.
What's she doing now that she can't take a picture?
Oh, that could be provocative.
Could be the provocative category.
I mean, listen, or maybe she's smart. Look, I don't have the time or the effort. Let me just scroll back and find an old video and post it.
People have been clamoring for Steve Keeley being hit by a plow. We will play that when we come back.
There's a couple of plows demonstrating what I said, hitting us.
Well, you asked for it, and that's the first time we'll show it this particular snow season.
But probably not the last. Because at this point, anytime we hear snow, this is what we want to see.
If you're new to the area, that is a man by the name of Steve Keeley. He's worked at this station for, what, 30 years? Close to 32?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there?
In there, too.
And this was live on the air. We thought he broke his back.
That's my blood-curdling scream.
Yeah. If we play it again, just listen closely. You hear a woman scream. It's about to happen. Here we go.
There's no sound.
Oh, okay. Here's Sue with weather.
It's called the silent scream. Anyway, we are going to show you the sledding forecast for today. Something a little bit different. After we show you Old City. See, the snowflake is illuminating the snowflakes. Isn't that cute? Yeah, so it's really coming down now, and we're still expecting a couple of inches of accumulation. Now, here's a look at the sledding forecast. I just put this together. Let's see. Wait a minute. I'm gonna do this. Okay, here we go. So this afternoon it should be dry snow, and it'll be about average, but then it gets really fast this evening because it starts to get a little icy, and I think it'll be that way tomorrow because it's going to stay pretty cold. We're not going to see a lot of melting with the snow that we had today because tomorrow is supposed to be very, very cold and windy. So Rehoboth, it's piling up there, and visibility is going down as well as the snow gets a little heavier. And as far as accumulation is concerned, more to the south, less to the north. I think it still looks like through most of the models that Philadelphia and the surrounding area will be in the 2 to 4 inch range, but you go just a little bit south, say to Wilmington, Delaware, and it could be 4 to 6 inches of snow. Another look at our neighborhood here in Old City, where 7:23 was the sunrise time, but we're not seeing sunshine today. Just pretty heavy snow and 25 degrees. So yeah, we'll get to that snowball making forecast in a few minutes. Just plan on 30 degrees in the city, 32 down the shore, and 23 degrees in the Pocono Mountains. Everybody's getting snow, but the shore, Bob Kelly, we're really going to see it pile up there. You think they're ready?
Yeah, that's going to be crazy because they got sand shovels. They need snow shovels down there. Good morning, everybody. 7:34. Here's a live look at Philly International. Again, they got to plow. You think you got to shovel your walk. They got to do the runways. So they're actively plowing and keeping the runways open. I clicked on the snow radar feature and put that on top of my traffic maps. So everybody's seeing the flakes right now. Slower than normal all across the board. That's going to be the big thing. Keep the speed down and give yourself some extra time if you really do have to go out. We already have an accident here. This is a tanker truck and a car. Route 130 southbound closed right at the Black Horse Pike over in Camden, New Jersey. We mentioned the airport. 56 cancellations so far this morning. So make sure you check in with your airline before you head down to the airport. Let's go to Chester County. Again, starting to see the snow kind of land on the grassy surface. But again, all the PennDOT, DelDOT, New Jersey, they put down the salt, they put down the brine. They did their job. They're just sitting back now and allowing the traffic to kind of get the churn of those tires in with that rock salt, and that'll keep the roads wet and passable for this morning. Here's a live look coming in from Montgomery County on 422. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
All righty. Greg is down the shore.
And last time we saw him, he was outside playing in the snow. Let's see if he's still outside. If he's you're hanging in there. Okay.
What up?
Or out there, I guess I should say.
Hey, listen, you know what? I'm actually, each time I do a live hit, I get happier and happier, Mike, that you're actually not here in Wildwood, because they would never allow me to be able to do this. They would send me somewhere else. This is awesome. I mean, check this out. I got to show you. This is the boardwalk, and take a look at this. Come on, Graham. Don't be afraid of the snow. Come on. Look at this. It is absolutely, well, as you would expect, empty, but just look at this. Have you ever seen the boardwalk look like this? And to the point where right over there to the right there is the ocean, and you can't even tell that it's even out there. This is just like a crazy thing I never thought I would actually have the chance to see. But I mean, being out and about here in Wildwood, you are seeing it. I mean, there is a lot of snow that is accumulating on the ground. We have been, you know, driving around the area quite a bit, and it is getting pretty slick out there. And you see, it's really starting to pile up, because look, I put my foot in the snow, and look, it's essentially almost covering my boots. So you are really getting a good amount of snow that is coming down in this area. But once again, I got to say it to you. I mean, you know, they are advising, if you do not have to be out on the roadways, probably best idea is to not, you know, probably take that option if you can, from the work from home type option. But if not, you know, be very careful as you're driving on the roadways, because you can just see it. I mean, as we walk over here past the Wildwood sign, you can just see the conditions, and you can see the way that the roadways are. And haven't seen that many vehicles out and about, which that's a good thing. I mean, we got one over here, but seeing quite a few people that have been on their bikes, some motorized, some pedal bikes. But, you know, this is kind of what we're seeing here in Wildwood, but it is coming down, and it is continuing to come down. And I bet my buddy Gary, who we were just talking with, that was shoveling snow, he's probably back out there having to shovel again. But that's what we're seeing here. And I got to tell you, this is actually some good snow. Let me put this down here. Our engineer would be pissed I put that mic down. I'm about to get in trouble. But listen, it is good snowball fight snow. So kids, when you wake up, you don't got to go to school. When you wake up, you know, instead of shoveling the snow, have a nice little snowball fight. Mike and Al?
It's like the balls are all covered with snow, and that's, see a doctor about that. It's
yeah, they are.
Painful, yeah. I always like the juxtaposition of beach balls with snow piled on top of it. Yeah.
It's just something to see, because you don't see it all the time.
Frosty balls.
Like Bob was saying, they don't even have
Frosty balls.
They don't even have snow plows down there.
Down in Wildwood?
No. Because
It's kind of unusual for them. Normally, what's Sue call this? An upside down snow?
Upside down.
Upside down?
Yeah, bottom heavy.
Because normally bottom heavy, most of the snow is to the northern. But no, this is to the south.
Like in D.C., are they supposed to get like 10 inches or something crazy?
Dom, when we come back, if you get a shot of the White House or whatever our shot is, they're supposed to get 16 to 17 inches.
In D.C.?
In D.C. But we like looking at your pictures, not snow.
Because of Mike's category. You're doing your...
It's a category contest. That definitely is cozy. You got animals, you got a big blanket.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Tim.
Bristol Borough. On a baby! I think this is our first baby of the morning, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say that's family friendly.
Yes.
That's the other category.
Miss Celine's first snow. She doesn't seem happy about it. She's like, what is going on?
Well, she wants to watch cartoons.
Probably. Morning couch snuggles by the fire with my coffee. Oh, I love a good fire. That's a nice fireplace.
That's another one for the cozy category.
But we have our first family friendly.
That's right.
So we love that.
We've got it too provocative. You talk about provocative. Wait until you see this next shot. Go ahead and punch it up.
7:46, ring that bell. Good morning, everyone. You want some snow? We got it for you. Here's one of our shots down in Delaware, Dover Downs. Kind of a great example of the road conditions right now. Snow covered, not a lot of volume, which is good and bad, because when you don't have a lot of volume, folks have a tendency to maybe go a little faster instead of being in that bumper-to-bumper traffic. Here we go, northeast Philadelphia. Live look at I-95 right near Cottman Avenue. That salt brine solution doing what it's supposed to do. Again, keeping the roads wet and passable, especially here up and down that 95 corridor. Now, the Platte Bridge, an example, coming across. Watch the on and the off ramps, because as the day goes on, it's going to get worse. That'll become slushy, and then the slippery conditions occur, and that's when we can go hydroplane. And here's an example of the Blue Route 476. Again, the bridges and the overpasses have a tendency to freeze up before the actual road surface. And if you're out there, make sure you got a good set of wiper blades, headlights are on. And tractor trailer accident over here in Camden. Camden. This one involving a car and a tanker truck. Route 130 southbound is closed right at the Black Horse Pike, but a fuel spill to go along with it. And here's an example of the 42 freeway. Again, you can see the snow starting to land on the side, maybe the grass, but still not impacting the road service. Wet and slow, and that's going to be the call for the morning, afternoon, and even the evening. What's it going to be like for the rest of the day? Subi's got the forecast in 15 seconds.
All right, we're looking at Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, where the snow is really piling up. We've probably got at least 3 or 4 inches on the ground here. We wait for an official report, but not only are we dealing with the snow piling up, but visibility is going down. Wildwood, 0.3 of a mile. We're at 0.8 of a mile in Wilmington and in Philadelphia at the airport. So with the snow falling, it's not only slippery, it's getting hard to see where you're going. So all these are reasons if you don't have to travel, try not to. We've got the heavier snow falling down to our south as predicted. So places like Ocean City, Maryland, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, Wildwood, New Jersey, all seeing the snow pile up over the last couple of hours. And it's falling in the Philadelphia area and north and west of us, but we're just not expecting the totals to be as high as they will to the south. That's the upside down nature of the storm. So all of this continues through about lunchtime. And I think maybe after that, we'll start to see it intermittent, on and off snow, till it tapers off this evening. I think the highest totals will add to those totals down to southern Delaware and maybe in southern New Jersey. So that's your future cast, your future accumulations. By the end of the day, I think some places will get 6 to 9 inches of snow. Some isolated spots, maybe double-digit accumulations, coating to 2 inches way to our north. And we're in between here in Philadelphia. I'm thinking maybe the 2 to 4 inch range for us in the city. Very, very cold. It continues to be cold. We're not going to see much in the way of melting, whatever we get today or the next couple of days. Maybe, just maybe, a little bit more snow on Saturday. Stay tuned for that because it's far from certain.
Stay tuned. Well, where the Philadelphia Museum of Art go, it went to snow. Welcome back into your very personal, your own personal snow globe. We're the only station in Philly that has a snow globe while we go through snow coverage.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's lovely.
Can you see that it's even snowing? It's not snowing hard.
There's a little dusting. I mean, our poinsettias are kind of in the way, but the sidewalks and the street, they're covered. Light dusting. Look at that.
There's a dude. Oh, is that a plow? Is that a trash truck with a plow on the front of it? Here comes a private plow taking a turn on 3rd Street there. There's a guy brushing off his car across the street. You know the woman who was doing the mural on the side of the building?
Oh, she's gone, huh?
She went back to Texas.
She left town. Austin? Where is she?
She lives in Austin. She says, I don't do murals in the cold, so I'll see you in the spring.
Well, listen, here, she might want to come late spring, early summer.
See you St. Patty's Day.
Is Jen still out on the Parkway? Okay, let's take a look at her. There she is. Hi.
I can tell you this. Hi, guys. Hello, Snow Globe. We have seen some salt trucks, and you know, that is the difference between what you see there. You see the road where people need to drive, and this area where people are walking and riding their bikes, definitely more snowy, because even though they did come by one time with a pass, you can tell they really are focused where they should be on the roads. Plenty of people are out here. We've seen them walking, riding bikes, even running. At about 6 a.m., there was a workout class right here on the footprint of the Art Museum steps. So far, that's the only thing that's really happened. I can tell you this, the snow is getting thicker, a little heavier. It definitely every 15 minutes is kind of changing in consistency. I think that's one of the things that the entire FOX29 weather department had said would happen. So far, right here in the city of Philadelphia, snow is coming down and finally beginning to stick. Guys, back to you.
By the way, Jen, so you know our friend Huey Dillon, he loves, you know, taking pictures of the Art Museum steps on snow days. And he says 5 inches apparently is the optimal number in order to get that smooth ride down the stairs, those steps at the Art Museum. So for what it's worth, that's what he says.
Alex, I would agree that is the optimal number of inches. We talked about the minimum number of inches. So I think As you can see, it's just a light dusting right now. It's already sticking on the sides.
Okay.
Just to get,
I was always talking about the optimal. So, but yes, minimum is great too.
Well, what do you think minimum is? 3?
I don't know. Minimum is whatever lands, isn't it? I don't know. I don't get minimum, but.
Well, what does Jen think?
Alex is our queen. She likes a perfect, fluffy environment for the perfect cascading down the steps. I apologize. My queen, I thought we were talking about the minimum. Not ideal.
Oh, no need to apologize. Listen, I'm just worried about my bum, going down there if you'd hit the stairs. That's all I was saying.
Well, you got,
listen, anybody can go on there. There's no need for apologies
you got
here.
padding.
Wow.
Which is a good thing.
I mean, since I came to Philly, I've been eating good. And it decides to all go in one area, and that's fine. I'm not ashamed.
Looks good.
Yes, it helps me out when I have to sit next to you for 6 hours.
The softer the cushion, the better the sledding.
Yeah.
That's what that old phrase was.
Oh my
Hey, it's 8 o'clock.
From the Fox 29 studios, this is Good Day Philadelphia.
Well, it's here, just like Sue said it was going to be. It's here. Significant snow. Schools are closed. I think the parochial schools, I think they still do it by Zoom or something. Oh, goodness. So Philly, New Jersey, Delaware. In fact, Jersey declared a state of emergency. Down in Delaware, at one point, they activated the National Guard. I mean, yeah, okay.
And if you can't leave your home today, what are you going to eat?
Cook.
Of course, you guys know they always say milk, bread, and eggs. Got to get the milk, bread, and eggs. But what can you really make with that? I mean, are you tired of just having the same plain old French toast every time? Let's do something different with the milk, bread, and eggs. So we have a chef joining us today to give you a little inspiration.
You know what I like? I like a crepe.
Oh, I love them too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's Sue. Have you ever followed that transition?
You're always a tough act to follow, Mike Jerrick. Always. So what we have for follow-up is the snow that's showing up on radar and the smattering of snow that we have right now in everybody's hometown of Media. This is Doylestown. We're checking on that situation. The flakes are falling. It hasn't started to pile up, Doylestown being kind of north of Philadelphia. So we'll see what happens. And, of course, we're pretty close to the airport here in Media, but it's pretty slippery. Folks are going very, very slowly down there on State Street. The conditions out there, it's a 2 out of 10 weather-wise. Trying to get around is not going to be fun. Bus Stop Buddy is ready, though. He's got the snow shovel and the sled. So he's going to make some money and have some fun. Temperatures only in the 20s this morning, and they'll be in the 30s later on. And a lot of kids don't have school today. Now it's looking like a snow day in our neighborhood. This is right outside our door on Market Street. And you can't park on Market Street because it's a snow emergency route. 25 degrees. At least there's not a lot of wind if you're looking for a silver lining there. But the snow keeps coming in from southwest to northeast. Now, if you go further south, like in Virginia, you'll see that it's mixed in with some sleet and freezing rain. Hopefully that will not happen here. That makes things even more treacherous. But so far, it's snow and only snow, piling up to 6 to 9 inches down in those areas to our south, 4 to 6 just above that. And in the Philadelphia area, I think we'll generally be in the 2 to 4 inch range. Depends on those bands of snow and where they decide to set up. So all of our high temperatures are at or below freezing today, and the snow continues through most of the daylight hours for most of us. We'll time it out for you coming up in just a few minutes. Let's check in with Bob Kelly. Not only is it difficult to drive, you gotta watch it walking too, right?
Yeah, exactly, because the sidewalks, especially here, these brick sidewalks in Old City, are even more slipperier than the actual streets. Here's a live look 202 and the Sumneytown Pike. An example, you got to make sure you watch the speed and take it slow because your tires are attempting to stop on what is slush and snow-covered roadways. You don't have a tire right to that black asphalt like you normally would. Here's an example of the 30 bypass in Chester County. So the salt, the brine, doing its job, keeping the roadways wet and slushy, and hopefully it'll stay that way. Probably not, but here's what it looks like down in Delaware. Route 13, just off of a Holloway Road, totally snow-covered. And again, a lot of the DOTs, they didn't want to plow the snow off too quickly because then it also takes away all the salt that was put down on the road surface. Here's an example of Route 1 coming up from Delaware. Here's an example of the 95 Girard Point double-decker bridge. So it's wet, passable. If you're heading down toward the airport, though, look out. Look at this, 56 cancellations so far today down at Philly International. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
All right, thank you very much. We've been driving around all over the place today.
All right, let's get to Greg then, because he's been enjoying himself down the shore. Oh, and he's back in the car. Where are you headed now?
Listen, it started to get a little cold outside, so I had to hop back in the car. But listen, you know what? I feel as though I've been talking about these people riding the bikes in the snow, and I almost feel like you guys don't believe me, because I keep saying it, but we're creeping right now. Where is he? Do you see him? Look, right there, right there. You guys see it? Right there. This guy's having a blast pedaling in the snow. And, I mean, look at him go. I mean, it must be a good workout or something like that. I feel bad because we've literally been following him like this for like the past like 4 minutes. So I don't know if he's checked. I don't know if he's checked behind himself and like looked and is like, what are they doing?
Roll down your window and yell at him. Where's he going?
Yeah, roll your window down. Ask him where he's going.
Where are you?
All right, well, we're over in Wildwood. We're over in Wildwood,
okay.
And so you can see, you can see that there's quite a bit of snow. Hey, buddy, where are you going? Oh, he said he's going up ahead. So I guess he's just taking a nice little ride.
Maybe so.
You can see the extent of the snow down here. I mean, every live hit, it seems like it comes down harder and harder, and it's really accumulating. I mean, we've seen some folks that have decided to come on out and shovel the snow. We've also seen some plows that have come out, but at the end of the day, it just keeps piling up over and over. So, I mean, folks, not really seeing that many vehicles on the road. Just seeing people on their bikes. Oh, there he is. He's right there. Okay, we're still following him. But you know, seeing people out on their bikes and whatnot. But if you do have to get out on the roads, just be mindful. Just be very careful because it is very slick. We've been driving the what we call the weather beast, and you know, making turns and whatnot. We're sliding. So you know, you want to make sure that you're extra careful. But I am so glad I was able to get that on camera. That we were able to get that on camera because. I felt like Mike and Alex, I felt like I kept saying it, and you guys are like, well, no, that really wasn't happening. But there it is. There it is. It's there. You got to see the bike.
Greg, are you headed southbound or northbound? What's your next town?
We're heading southbound, and actually, probably what we're probably going to do. Maybe we might go to. I hope we don't mess the producers up. We're probably going to head maybe in the Cape May direction because I mean it's not too far. Just to get another view of another area because we've been in Wildwood for quite a bit.
Now,
so
Greg,
we're heading to Cape May.
When you go to Cape May, you can't just say we're heading to Cape May. You got to say on the way to Cape May. That's how you have to say it.
On the way to Cape May.
Yeah, there you go.
What jingle is that? Is that like the theme song or something?
Oh my, yes, that's we'll have to play it for you. A classic song.
You gotta. Greg will bring you up to speed on that song.
I think he's with Sean. Who are you with?
On the way to
Graham.
Cape
Oh, Graham.
May.
He knows too. Awesome. Remind me, Bob Kelly, if he's in Wildwood headed south, is the next place Cape May?
Yes, exactly. It would be Wildwood.
It would be North Wildwood, then Wildwood.
Then Wildwood Crest.
Crest.
And then Cape May.
Okay, so Crest is next.
Yes.
Okay.
If he's following the way you should be going.
Speaking, you know Rose, who's our producer right now?
Yes.
In the control room. There she is. Hi, Rose.
Hey.
What's your dog's name, Rose? Trey?
Yeah, he's named after my dad, like the third.
Oh, that's really sweet. Trey, here's some video of Trey. We're having fun in the snow in North Wildwood.
On the beach.
Oh, this is on the beach.
On the beach itself. Was that from last year?
No, that's right now. That's this morning.
Oh, this morning? Oh my gosh.
He loves the snow.
Oh, look at him. He's deep in it. Oh my gosh, we lost him.
We finally got a provocative picture.
I bet he doesn't see snow often since he lives down the shore. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Warm you up. We're looking live at 4th and Market outside of our FOX29 headquarters. Snow-covered Center City, Philadelphia. So obviously all that snow that's there, that makes it slippery. So again, more time needed this morning, and give yourself some extra wiggle room between you and that bumper in front of you. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Slippery conditions, platform steps all across the SEPTA system. Expect delays around the board, the trains, the buses, and the trolleys. That's to be expected. Patco running a snow schedule today. They've adjusted their times. They have all the details on their website. Here's an example of the 42 freeway. Again, roads are remaining wet, but again, it's all going to depend upon where you begin and end your trip. From point A to point D, the road conditions are going to significantly change depending upon the distance. Here's an example of Chester County, nowhere near as bad as what we've seen down in Delaware, like Route 13, totally snow covered here at Holloway Road. So definitely some plowing being done. Also Route 1, an example here down in Delaware. Forecast for the rest of the day and the week ahead. Subi's got it in 15 seconds.
I'm checking some snowfall reports that are just starting to come in, and right up the road from Rehoboth, which is where we're looking behind me right now, that is Lewis, Delaware, and they just submitted a report to the Weather Service of 4 inches of snow so far, and it looks like that's about the same in Rehoboth right now. 4 inches of snow and counting, and it's only 8:16 in the morning, so we may be getting some of those really big snowfall totals we've been talking about all morning, and it's a 2 out of 10. Travel is very slow this morning. Snow-covered roadways and sidewalks. Bust Up Buddy, though, he's ready with his snow shovel, his sled. 20s now, 30s later. It's going to stay cold all day long. You see the snow-covered road here in Old City. That's Market Street with 25 degrees. It's not very windy, but it sure is snowy, and it's starting to spread into the entire viewing area right now. So we're expecting a high temperature later on today, only 30 degrees, 2 to 4 inches of snow in the Philadelphia area, more to the south, less to the north. That's basically it in a nutshell. So let's just stay home and fix our faces, shall we? About 4 inches of snow on the ground in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. It is really looking so Christmas cardy there this morning. Bust Up Buddy, he's ready for the snow with the boots, with the sled, and he wants to maybe make some money by shoveling some sidewalks. So it's going to snow throughout a good portion of the daylight hours today. You can see it's slow going here in Old City with the snow-covered Market Street. 25 degrees is all we have. And the darker blue is heavier snow. And you see most of that is just where we predicted down to our south in Delaware and in southern New Jersey. So it's lighter here, and probably only maybe barely an inch in the Philadelphia area right now. 2 to 4 inches for us, 4 to 6 just to our south, and the really high amounts will be down where we said to Delaware and southern New Jersey down the shore. So we expect it to snow in Philadelphia through at least 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then it's sort of intermittent after that. So whatever we are going to get, we'll get between now and probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, we're saying 2 to 4 inches here, more to the south and less to the north. And your sunset time is 4:52 p.m. So that's today. What about the rest of the week? Any more snow in the forecast? We'll let you know coming up next time when we bring you the 7-day forecast. We're going to bring you Bob Kelly right now. I'm going to walk out.
You got it. You
and
got
you can
it.
walk in.
Yeah, so 8:33, 8:32 we'll call it, on this Monday morning. Here's an accident right underneath the camera. We're looking straight down. This is a live look at Route 202 northbound, right at Route 29 in the Malvern section of Chester County. Give you an idea, maybe you got 1 or 2 lanes passable. The shoulder is obviously snow covered and slushy, and that's really what we're dealing with. Keep in mind that your tires are not gripping that dry asphalt like you normally would. Here's an example of Route 1 down in Delaware. There's also a multi-vehicle crash along Route 1 right at Route 40. Further north you come, like 95 near the Commodore Barry, you got wet roads, so not bad at all. But see this little patch right here? That's that slush, and you go to change lanes. That's where you could go slipping and a sliding. So again, give yourself extra time. Keep the speeds down if you really must head out today. We've certainly seen light volume all morning long. An example here, the 42 freeway over in South Jersey. Some poor visibility. That would be the stadium in the background. If you're heading down toward the airport, 95 looking good. But when you get there, we now have 26 delays. And look at this, 62 cancellations so far today down at Philly International. Mike and Alex, back over to you.
Let's get to Delaware. They're getting the most snow.
Hey, Hank.
Hey guys, no question about it. I mean, I'm here standing as a big cold witness to it right out here on Philadelphia Pike, guys. The way you're looking right now, that's up toward you all in Philadelphia. Of course, got a truck over there in a parking lot doing a little bit of plowing, but really it's just a matter of timing, guys. As you walk up and down Philadelphia Pike, those go to Delaware State Trooper off there to the left, and you can assume that they're pretty busy today. Busy today for sure is Delaware Department of Transportation. I just got off the phone with C.R. McLeod, their spokesman. First words out of his mouth when I got him up. How's it going today, sir? Busy day down here in Delaware. And this is a state road, number 13, going up and down. As you look at people cleaning out some of these commercial lots, private lots that you got to go ahead and pay somebody to take care of. For the public side of it, they've been doing a lot of work. We've been down in Wilmington today. We saw a lot of streets getting cleared. Everything's getting handled down here. What you need to know, I suppose, looking forward on the day before the snow all ends, we're going to have a full hour of Uncut today for you guys at 11 a.m. And I should be at a Del Dot depot speaking with a Del Dot spokesman. We'll find out all the good things they're doing down here on the roads on a snow day, an epic snow day, guys. We'll give you more of it, all of it, when we get back. It's a good day.
You want to see where it's snowing fairly heavily? It's Millville, New Jersey. Ooh, there goes some salt or sand or whatever. I think that's the home. Well, I know it is. It's the home of Mike Trout. And he normally is at the Eagles game. I wonder if he was at the game yesterday. Probably so.
We'll probably be there this weekend, I know that.
You better believe it, unless he ran back out to Southern California where it's warm. Millville. You know what? Oh, here comes a plow. Is that a private plow? Looks like it, yeah. It's not pretty. I like bigger flakes if it's going to be snow coverage. Jen, would you prefer like a big fluffy flake over what you're getting? Probably
Me?
so. Hi, Jen.
Hello.
Hi. It is pretty fluffy, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely turning fluffy. Yeah, to your point, it was kind of wet, drippy earlier, but yeah, like look right here on my hands. You can see it comes, it settles nicely. It's nice and fluffy. I think that we are really headed into snowball building snow, which is really what you want on a snow day, right? Especially if the kids are going to be off from school. I can tell you this, the city of Philadelphia did a great job. You can see the roads are perfect. If you have to go somewhere in the city of Philadelphia, people have been texting me, I got to get my mom to a doctor's appointment, or I'm scheduled to have like Mohs surgery or something. The roads right now in and around the city of Philadelphia are absolutely no problem. A little wet, but not even as wet as you might see with like a lot of rain. So again, if you do have to get somewhere in and around the city of Philadelphia, you're golden. Now let's talk about those kids. As you can see right there on the statue and everything right across the street, the snow is accumulating. The question that we've been asking since about 6 o'clock this morning, how much snow do the kids need before they get, and just forgive me, this is what happens at my house. You get your 5 Below, based here in Philadelphia, boogie board, and you ride that down the Art Museum steps. I think we're getting a little bit closer. As you can see, the snow is beginning to accumulate. So again, if you're a kiddo, how much snow do you need? I don't think you need much more than that. And again, we also love to look at this. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Mike and Alex, I know you like the fluffy stuff.
Yeah.
Tom, am I allowed? Yep. Let's see if it happens.
Right in your face.
Oh, okay.
Close.
Wait, hold on.
There we go.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But not so.
Yeah, it's like fluffy.
Hi.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but
it's there.
Yeah. If you can't leave your house today, where in the heck are you living? You're probably down in Central and South Jersey and Delaware. What are you going to eat? Jeet yet? Of course, you have the eggs and the bread and the milk. Hi, David. So you can't just make French toast. We're sick of French toast. So he said, taking it up a notch. What you can make with those 3 ingredients. Hi, Chef.
Hi, how are you?
Super. You know, we keep saying that most of this storm will be to the south, but they're getting snow up north. Just had some friends text me about it snowing in Bucks County, all the way up in Allentown. They're getting snow too, maybe not as much as us, but still. You better stay home, and you better get the 3 ingredients that this guy's screaming about.
I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. They said snow. I gotta get the bread and milk.
I have to admit, I went on Friday evening, and it was already, a lot of the eggs were taken, and it was just a whole thing.
Because we freak out for some reason.
You gotta get it! But here's the thing, do you make the same thing every time? The milk with the milk bread and
Just
eggs?
French toast? No.
Right.
No. Not here in Good Day, Philadelphia. That's why we brought David in. David, good to see you again.
Good morning. How's
Owner of
everyone
Eatable
doing
Delights
today?
Catering, of course.
Yes.
Describe your French toast.
So our French toast is a little bit different.
Of course.
And what we did today was we did a little bit of cranberry walnut bread.
Never heard of that.
Right. You can make French toast out of anything. It's just really a bread ingredient. And then we have some cinnamon raisin brioche.
Brioche?
Brioche bread.
And can we just get that at the store?
Absolutely. You can go to any supermarket, Wegman, ShopRite, Acme. They all have it.
I always get this at Park Restaurant.
Oh, yes. That
It's
is
so
good
good.
there.
Yeah.
But the great thing about what we do is we kind of like mix up our ingredients, and we don't just use the sugar and just the cinnamon and things like that. I'm one that's really big on flavored creamers because they're already flavored. Yes.
You put like...
Instead of just regular milk.
Instead of just regular milk. So inside of this, there is caramel cream. So instead of
fancy.
And you don't have to actually even have that with a syrup. We have the syrup, but you can actually top it with, we have some peppermint flavored creamer.
Hold on a second. I've never seen this.
To top it.
Oh.
This is peppermint bark coffee creamer.
Yes, the only reason why we put anything on the French toast is because we want it to be wet.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? It's flavored, it's sweetened, it's something that's
I see
different.
nothing wrong with it.
And we do things different at Good Day Philadelphia.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my hands.
There you go.
There's a drizzle on there.
manners.
There's a caramel drizzle. And what you have there is the brioche with the caramel drizzle.
I'm a big fan of brioche, just naked.
Right.
Not me naked, but
the
bread.
You know what you mean.
The bread,
Okay.
yes.
Well, other things we can do with bread. You made a bread pudding?
I made a bread pudding. So, once again, different kind of flavor topping. Inside of this, we have a cappuccino flavored creamer inside of that. You can do milk and you can do sugar and things like that. And we did milk, but we added our own flavor into it. And it's just, we're going to take a little bit here.
Yeah.
And traditionally, the bread pudding is usually done with something along the lines of, say, maybe a cream sauce, right? But once again, you can use syrup on that. You can top it with chocolate chip.
Now,
you can top it with on the bread pudding.
On the red plate here, you put some drizzle again.
There's caramel drizzle.
Caramel
Because he
again.
knows how to
Caramel's
do
the
it with
flavor
style,
today.
you know?
Sure.
We're just gonna put a little red on
You
it.
gonna put creamer on there?
Yes. Because once again, the reason that we do it is because we want it to be wet.
Well, sure.
Okay. So that's the sweet stuff,
That's
but we
the sweet
also
stuff.
have savory.
Yes.
We love a good quiche.
So, you all are just gonna love this quiche. What we did today was 2 different kinds of quiche.
Okay.
We have caramelized onion and smoked Gouda cheese, and then we have caramelized onion and mushroom quiche. We let the onions cook for about 45 minutes until they turn brown, add a little bit of sugar, and it's just flavorful for your palate, flavorful for
And
your
easy
tongue.
because you just pour them in the little cups.
Yes.
And bake them.
What a little treat for the entire staff.
Yes. Well, you know I always have to take care of the FOX29 staff.
Do you know Berlinda Garnett?
Yes, I do.
I figured.
And we always have to bring cute for Alex.
I love cute.
Right, so what we have is hot chocolate here.
Oh.
That is hot.
Oh, yeah, I can see the steam coming up.
And once again,
Thank
that
you.
has the white chocolate peppermint bark creamer.
I didn't know that existed, peppermint bark.
it smells
I like
good.
it. No, you come in liquid form.
And it doesn't just have to be at Christmas. It doesn't just have to be at Thanksgiving. You want to do things that are sweet and savory all year long.
This is perfect for today.
Perfect for today.
Let it snow every day.
Let it snow every day. But we got to
you,
get the kids back in school.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers. I'm waiting for it to cool down.
There was a discussion earlier on this program about building a snowman. Yes, there will be places where you could really make a decent-sized snowman. Probably not in Philadelphia, but that snow is on the fluffy side. Dry air was in place before all this started happening. This would be a good location to make a snowman. Ocean City, any place down the shore or down in southern Delaware. Visibility, not great if you're trying to travel around. Not only are you dealing with slippery conditions, but reduced visibility because of the snow that is falling. We've got Ultimate Doppler showing that the storm continues to move from southwest to northeast. We've got another couple of hours of this to happen. And again, the heaviest snow is falling down in Delaware. But we're having our little spots here and there in the Philadelphia area, Chester County, up in Montgomery County, and Bucks as well. And a little bit of snow falling in the Lehigh Valley. We just don't think it's going to amount to as much as we're going to get to our south. So you see how after lunchtime it starts to break up a little bit. Still snowing, but on and off. And that continues through about 4 or 5 o'clock. And then we get one more hit of snow down to the south to add to those totals. And then tomorrow morning when we're together for Good Day Philadelphia, we're talking about actual temperatures that are in the teens. So nothing's going to melt from this. 30 today, 33 tomorrow, windy and cold, 32 degrees on Wednesday. And as we look at the rest of this 7-day forecast, starts to brighten up a little bit by the time we get to the weekend, but there's a big wild card for Saturday. Might get some snow. Some models are saying, nope, that storm's going to miss us. So we'll deal with that after we get through today. And it's tricky travel out there, Alex, right now.
That's why we've got you covered. Bob is here, and Sue, you're here helping us out. I mean, look, it's really coming down around us. So it is definitely a snow day. We'll be keeping our eyes on the weather all day long. And let's take a look at Millville. Look at that. It's really coming down there. So we're going through it. So let's start the 9 o'clock hour.
Well, the snow was here, so no question about it. What a shot of Cape May there, huh? Hi, Karen.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
How's everything at your house?
I think it's good. My husband left, so I think the kids are sleeping. They all have snow days, of course.
Yeah.
So sweater weather here. Alex and I both have our blankets. And wait, you're matching your. I think we're both matching our blankets a little. So thank you. Nice. That's a nice gift that you gave us.
Now you can't say we don't use your gifts.
There you go. So we're kind of all over the place. Mostly southbound from the city of Philadelphia, because that's where the heaviest snows are. Nobody's at school, I don't think. Hey, Rose, at some point, can you get a shot of the White House again? Because they're supposed to get 16 inches down there. So Delaware's getting kind of slammed right now, too. That's why we sent Hank down to cover the first state. Hey, Hank.
Hey guys, how are you? Look, I'm just getting a great big face full of a Del Dot snowplow right here. There he is. Good morning, brother. Thank you for your service. Appreciate all the work you do. Thank you so much. Lots of them out here today, though, guys. I got off the phone with C.R. McLeod, the Del Dot spokesman, a while ago, and his advice was fairly straightforward, fairly simple as you see that plow go on. Mike, and you said it very well a while ago. There's nothing new under the clouds here. I would say the sun, but it is snowing out here. Del Dot people are saying, listen, if you don't need to be on the roads, stay home. And there's a really good way you can do it. I mean, most of the schools down here are closed today. A lot of workers have been ordered to work from home today. So if you do have that option, stay out of it. But here along Pennsylvania Pike, as you see that car heading from Wilmington up toward the Philadelphia area, just know that this snow that we're looking at here, guys, going to last well into the afternoon. I've been over in some of the side streets already, Mike, Alex, and just trying to see if we couldn't get any of the neighbors to talk to us out shoveling their sidewalks, shoveling their driveways. Guess what? No one's doing any of that yet because the prevailing wisdom is, why would I get out and shovel my driveway, shovel my sidewalk right now when I've got a full day's snow ahead of me and I'll just have to go out and do it again in a couple hours? So the Del Dot spokesman's advice does remain the same, guys. Stay home if you possibly can. Go ahead and make another cup of coffee and flip on Fox 29. You really want to be out here? Watch us. We'll be out here for a bit.
Yeah, for a bit. Sue, for a bit would mean what?
Well, we expect the snow to continue till at least lunchtime. Then it starts to get sporadic on and off, on and off. So it won't be the steady snow that we've been seeing since it all started a few hours ago. Now, it is snowing everywhere, but the lowest snowfall totals are expected to be there in the Pocono Mountains. It's why we call it an upside-down storm. So the higher totals will be to the south of us. Often when we get snow, most of the time when we get snow, it's higher totals north and west of the city. Not the case today. It's really piling up on the boardwalk, that snow here in Ocean City, New Jersey. That's the Music Pier right there. It is really a very clear sign that it is wintertime. And down the shore, we're really seeing reduced visibility. In fact, everywhere that it's snowing. So you not only have the treacherous conditions, as you can see how slowly people are going here on Market Street, but you have the reduced visibility. So that's why we tell you, don't go out unless you absolutely have to. So far to our south, there's some mixing with some freezing rain and rain. That is not the case in our viewing area, but it has been snowing consistently. Washington, Baltimore, Wilmington, Delaware, all the way up I-95. It's just the lower amounts will be to the north than the south. This is what we're talking about with accumulation estimates, 6 to 9 inches down to our south. Places like Rehoboth, maybe Dover, Delaware, 4 to 6 inches as we go a little further north from that. Philadelphia is still in the 2 to 4 inch range, and we're not seeing a big pileup outside our door, so that may end up playing out maybe closer to the 3 inch situation. So here we go. Until about 1 or 2 o'clock, this model has us snowing, and then it just stays cloudy the rest of the day. And very, very cold. High only around 30 degrees. So more to the south, less snow to the north. And just got to watch it where you're going, Bob Kelly. Not only driving, but walking as well.
Yeah, I don't hear any complaints, because you know what?
What?
29 years ago, today was the first day of the blizzard of '96. Ooh, when we received 30 inches of snow over that 2.5 day period.
What fun.
There's nothing compared to what we had to deal with back then. But nothing. I made good money shoveling back then, though. Come on, PennDOT just reduced the speed limits on a bunch of our major roadways. And good news, the PPA is taking a day off.
Woo! Yes. Nobody's moving.
They are not going to enforce the meter or the time violations today, Karen. That's good. You got to get out of jail free.
No tickets today.
No tickets today out there. However, if you are double parked, or you're parked in somebody's spot, the tow trucks will be working and taking you back to the impound lot. But you don't have to worry about putting any money in the meter today in the city of Philadelphia. Here's an example of 202 out in Chester County. Again, everything is passable. Again, the salt, the brine, doing what it was supposed to do, and that is make the roads passable, not allowing that accumulation on the travel lanes. This is 422. We just saw a plow truck go through. There was an accident out near Royersford. But again, the whole key here is just going to be give yourself some time, extra time, if you really have to go out. If not, just stay where you are. Here's an example, though, Route 1 in Delaware. So the road conditions, you guys are fully snow covered here. The road conditions are going to change depending upon we begin and end your trip. Philly International, not a good day there. 26 delays, and so far this morning, 62 cancellations this morning. Mike, Alex, and Karen, back over to you.
But I do hear planes, jet planes flying over the old city, so some planes are taking off.
Yeah, but look at Kansas City. They got the big ice storm. This storm has been coming its way. So flights that were not able to make it in here, that results in a cancellation today. And then that's just going to have a domino effect here at the airport over the next couple of days.
Mm-hmm. What is Sue calling the storm? Big bottom or something?
Upside down.
Upside down.
But it is bottom heavy when you think
Very bottom heavy, most of it to our south. Let's check in on Washington, D.C. The White House, they're expecting about 16, 17 inches in D.C.
So pretty.
Can you imagine if it was inaugural day, which is next week, I think? Woo! Isn't it?
No, I think it's in 2 weeks.
Is it the 20th?
Yeah, it's a little bit later.
It's the same as MLK Day, actually.
Look at the dude on top of the White House. See him walking around?
So it must be the...
Yeah.
It's a great time for skiers. Both my kids were skiing yesterday, and it was jam-packed up there at Blue Mountain, everyone getting out there. Because the kids all knew, obviously, that it was going to be a snow day today. So they skied for 8.5 hours.
All right, keep an eye on the little box there. This is a snow day. We're on our way to Fairmount Park here now, but be careful if you're headed that way. This accident just happened. This looks like the transition from the Vine Street Expressway to the Schuylkill Expressway over there by the train station. So go slow, as they say.
I moved the car, so, and our perspective
Everything's
as well.
good?
Yes.
Whew. Okay, close. Look at all those empty spots now.
Man, they cleared out fast.
And they better stay clear. Okay, so let's get to Jen. She's in Fairmount Park.
Yeah, you know, we basically have been talking about sledding conditions all morning long. We figured we'd come over here. Again, most of the suburban schools have the day off. City of Philadelphia definitely. So we thought we might find some kiddos, or kids at heart, that were sledding. So far, no luck there, but I can tell you the snow continues to be beautiful. It is light and fluffy. If you wanted to, you could definitely have a snowball toss. Not really an all-out fight because there's not enough snow for that. Remember, all weekend long, however, they had said this is just the beginning of the storm. It should continue into lunchtime and potentially up until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. As we drove from the art museum out here to the park, I can tell you, like we had seen inside the city proper, the roads are clear. You're able to go wherever you need to go if you go slowly and carefully. Of course, the roads are wet, but so far, not a lot of snow. That is the situation right here in the city of Philadelphia. Greg, you're in Cape May this morning. How are you?
Good, Jen. Yeah, Cape May, it's looking real good. Finally made it here to Cape May. And take a look. This is the roadways, what we're seeing. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, it's pretty, you know, the snow's on the ground, but you can tell that they've been trying to clear it, so it's not as bad. But one of the things is we haven't seen much of that activity in regards to people actually being outside shoveling their snow. And it might be the situation that Hank was talking about earlier as we actually passed by somebody shoveling snow. But what Hank was mentioning earlier is, you know, because of the fact that it's coming down so hard, people might just not be wanting to go out and take multiple trips out to shovel their snow. But this is kind of what we're seeing here in Cape May. It is, you know, snow's coming down, and as you said, as Jen had said, you know, it's going to continue to come on down for, you know, the next couple of hours. So just be mindful if you are trying to go out on the roadways. Just be very, very careful because there are a lot of slick spots outside. So, guys, yeah, this is the view from Cape May.
Oh, it's so
Love
lovely.
Cape May.
It's like the painted portrait.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. On TV. You better get the app because Hank is going to have a lot of snow coverage starting at 11 o'clock this morning. Well, they're still loading up some ice. Yeah. He'll be on live on the app at 11 o'clock this morning. So, and I think he's going to stay down in Delaware. He's going to talk to the people at DelDOT because Delaware got the most of this. All right? Get that app. Here comes Sue in 15.
Well, here in the FOX29 Weather Center, we're monitoring all of the snowfall totals, and it looks like Mike was right. The snowfall totals are highest, at least so far, down in southern Delaware. We're seeing anywhere between 4 and 6 inches of snow down in the southernmost county, Sussex County in Delaware. Here's a look live at Ocean City, New Jersey, and the snow has not slowed down at all. In fact, we're looking at poor visibility in the entire area because it's snowing everywhere, including our neighborhood here in Old City, where it is 25 degrees. Now, we're not going to get a whole lot warmer than that, but 30 should be our high temperature. About 2 to 4 inches of snow in Philadelphia, more to the south, less to the north, and we'll have updates for you during the after show coming up next.
And good afternoon. I'm Fox 29 Weather Authority's Scott Williams keeping tabs on a winter storm on the move. Live look here, of course, down the shore of the Delaware beaches. This is Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and that's where they're closing in on some of those potential double-digit snowfall totals before the end of the day. That's where the heaviest of the snow continues with this event. And look at this. You can really make things out on the radar. North of this line, that's where the lighter snow continues to fall. Around the Philadelphia area, interior parts of South Jersey. And then those darker shades, those hues of purple and dark blue, that's where the heaviest of that snow is occurring. Kent County, Sussex County, and Delaware, moving into Cumberland County, Atlantic County, and Cape May County. That's where we've already picked up anywhere from about 6 to 8 inches of snow. Now, off to the north and west, you can see things really taper off here as we get toward the central part of the state, even into parts of Virginia. But then look at this around the Ohio River Valley. This is the actual back edge of the system that will move through late this evening around 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, producing some more snow for the area. But we'll take a tour across the area. That light snow continues around the Philadelphia area. We're talking a couple of inches before all is said and done with the system around Philadelphia. And then as we get toward the shore points, in particular Atlantic City, moving toward Ocean City, Avalon, as you get toward Wildwood, Cape May, yes, the steadier of the snow. Some of the snowfall rates here will be and have been at least an inch per hour. So that's why that snow is piling up. It's all about the track of this system tracking to the south. So that means it's one of those upside down storms. North and west, you go to the Poconos, the Lehigh Valley, you're not getting a lot out of this system. The air has been very dry. It's that powdery, fluffy snow, but those darker shades as you get south and east of the I-95 corridor, that's where some of the intensity of that snow has been steadier. But look at these temperatures. Yes, mid to upper 20s, so well below freezing. It's not that wet snow. It's not good for having snowball fights or making snowmen, but it is that powdery snow you can kind of just blow off because we're talking about it being that fine. Now, as far as some of the feels like temperatures in the teens in the Poconos, it feels like 16 degrees, feels like 19 right now in Millville. It feels like 18 in Dover. So as we take a look at how things stand right now, the winter weather advisories, those are in purple. That's where lesser amounts of snow will occur. Will we still have some icy and dicey conditions? Yes, but as you move a little farther to the south, that's where we have those winter storm warnings for the heavier snow to accumulate. So once again, we're still talking about 2 or more inches for the Philadelphia area, but you really have to get into extreme South Jersey and Delaware to see some of those double-digit totals by the end of this storm system. So once again, we're still keeping tabs on this activity. We're going to send you now to programming and schedule. And of course, we'll have another update at the top of the 1 o'clock hour. A live look, though, along the parkway showing you the flakes are flying. Be safe out there. Good Monday afternoon on Fox 29. Weather Authority Scott Williams keeping tabs on a winter wonderland. This is a live look at Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, where 6 to 8 inches of snow has already fallen and, of course, still falling over the next several hours. Now, we will see an afternoon lull developing, especially areas to the north and west, but continuing over the next couple of hours here as we switch our radar source back to radar, you'll see what we're talking about, that afternoon lull that will continue across the Delaware Valley. The highest totals will be south, then another evening burst of snow. 28 degrees right now in Philadelphia. Outside of our studios, you can see some light snow still occurring. Feels like temperature at 20 degrees. So the heaviest snow continues down the shore of the Delaware beaches, pushing out to sea over the next hour or so. Here's the afternoon lull, and then off to the west, watching out for another evening burst of snow. That is still around parts of the Ohio River Valley. That will swing through between 8 p.m. and midnight, so an additional inch or two for some locations south of the city. Do you want to build a snowman? Well, we're talking about really fluffy snow out there because those temperatures have been below freezing in the 20s. But look at some of the totals. Double-digit totals now. Bridgeville, Delaware at 10 inches, 9 in Lewis. Dover, we're talking about 5.6 inches, and move toward the Glasgow area, only a little over an inch. Into New Jersey, look at this. Ocean City, over 7 inches. Ventnor now at 7 inches. Atlantic City, about 5.5 inches of snow. So still thinking, of course, the double-digit totals, likely Kent County into Sussex County, portions of Cape May. But then as you move farther to the north, we're just looking at less snowfall accumulation. So over the next couple of hours, the snow tapers off. We'll get that afternoon lull, cold conditions, but then we get that second burst of snow kind of moving through late this evening. So the timing of that, Philadelphia, 8 p.m. until 11, additional coating. moving toward Delaware, 8 p.m. until midnight, an additional inch or so, likewise into parts of South Jersey. But look at the temperatures in the mid to upper 20s, staying in the upper 20s below freezing over the next several hours, and then we get that evening additional burst of snow. So overnight tonight, those temperatures 21, the low temperature for Philadelphia, teens as you get into parts of South Jersey and into sections of the Lehigh Valley. And then cold air continues to funnel down from the poles, moving through Canada toward the Delaware Valley. Could another storm system be brewing for the upcoming weekend? We're going to be detailing that forecast later on this afternoon, but we'll send you now back to regularly scheduled programming as we take another live look down the shore. This is Cape May. Good Monday afternoon on Fox 29 Weather Authority Scott Williams. A winter wonderland across parts of the area. Some seeing less snow, others seeing more. Take a live look there in Cape May, of course. 8 inches of snow has been reported in Cape May, and we're talking about lesser amounts as you get toward the Philadelphia area. An afternoon lull is setting up shop across the area. Those highest snowfall totals coming in areas to the south, but moving hour by hour, you can see some of that heavier snow now leaving the Jersey Shore as well as the Delaware beaches. But here's the lull in between, and then off to the west, another batch of snow that will be moving in late this evening. Officially at the Philadelphia International Airport, almost 2 inches of snow, but you can see the lighter snow continues farther to the south and the east over the next hour as it continues to taper off. Then we get into that lull, but take a look at this swirl around the Ohio River Valley. That is the evening batch that will rotate through. But look at some of the snow totals. Cape May, 8 inches of snow. Ocean City, 7.4. As we get toward Ventnor City, almost 7 inches. The airport in Atlantic City, that's inland, we're talking 4 inches. And Lindenwold, New Jersey, a little over an inch of snow. So as we go hour by hour, you can see that first round moving out to see the afternoon, evening rush. No problems with the snow, but still some icy concerns on the roads. Then later on this evening, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, that batch rotates through, especially again hitting sections of Delaware as well as South Jersey. So what to expect this evening with that second batch after the lull? Maybe an additional coating. Philadelphia moving toward Delaware between 8 p.m. and midnight, additional 1 to 2 inches. South Jersey as well. Live look outside of our studios. You can see the roads are wet and there's a little coating or an inch or so of snow out there. Temperatures upper 20s. It feels like 21 degrees. Area wide, we're talking about numbers below freezing. So that snow's been sticking instantly. Temperatures holding pretty steady below freezing right through the evening, and then you can see that second batch of snow later on this evening coming through. Those overnight low temperatures dipping into the teens, so watching out for black ice and some icy and dicey conditions, and the cold air continues right through the end of the week into the upcoming weekend. There could be another storm brewing as early as Saturday. We're fine-tuning that forecast. We'll have much more later on throughout the day. We'll send you now back to programming. Live look, Delaware beaches, Rehoboth Beach. The snow is still coming down. Keep it to Fox 29. Good Monday afternoon on Fox 29 Weather Authority Scott Williams. A winter wonderland across parts of the Delaware Valley. Cape May, the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Also looking at locations down the shore in the Delaware beaches where we're picking up close to double-digit snowfall total. So this is a southern system. The farther south you are, the more snow you've been picking up. An afternoon lull has developed across the area, and we will see a final burst of snow that develops later on this evening after the evening rush. Drying out across most of the area. Still some flakes around the Dover area. Also, as you get into Cape May County, officially at the Philadelphia International Airport, 1.8 inches. As we zoom off to the west, take a look at this activity moving through sections of the upper Ohio River Valley, moving through Virginia. That will pinwheel itself toward our area late this evening. But look at some of the snowfall totals. Over 8 inches. Cape May, 7.4 inches in Ocean City. Ventnor, almost 7 inches. Georgia's the International Airport, Atlantic City, 4 inches of snow. So over the next several hours, we have that lull. Here's 8, 9 o'clock. That little pinwheel of moisture moves back in. Philadelphia points south and east. 10, 11 o'clock. Then it's out of here by midnight. Cold conditions for tomorrow morning and some icy roads. As far as the timing of that second burst, the final burst of snow later on this evening, a coating of snow for Philadelphia, moving toward Delaware, 8 p.m. to midnight, an additional inch or two likewise into South Jersey. Live look outside of our studio. Streets are just wet and fine here on Market Street. And then as we look at the temperatures, below freezing, 30 degrees, feels like 21 degrees. So cold conditions area-wide, upper 20s to around 30 degrees. But look at the temperatures holding pretty steady below freezing through the evening. And you can see the icon here by 8 o'clock, that second burst of some snow, an additional coating for the Philadelphia area. But overnight, a hard freeze, temperatures into the teens. The cold air continues for most of this week. And yes, there could be another storm system brewing by the upcoming weekend. We'll detail this throughout the afternoon and evening. Now back to programming. TMZ already in progress.